Hi.
Well, hello. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. And welcome everyone to another awesome episode of Toy Talk. And since we're already over 2 minutes into the stream, we're going to talk some shit. But first, I got a little bit of housekeeping. So one, if you show up 2 days early and you put first to the stream, it's going to get deleted. So always wait till the day of. Yeah. And then there's that. And I got to get to some other housekeeping real quick. So Cutthroat Comics sends a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, Chris. It says Bobby Vala did it again. Blows my mind. Can't wait for Series 5 figures and the Vanguard in the summertime. Already paid for the Vanguard pre-order. Very cool. That's very awesome. And thank you for the super chat, my friend. You know, I'm gonna save these because I'm sure he's probably gonna want to respond to people. But anyway, we're gonna drop some news, even though it's already been put out in the social media print space. We're gonna talk about it, and I need this guy, Mr. Bobby Vala. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? Happy Hump Day.
Yeah, happy Hump Day. Happy Hump Day to you. I'm drinking out of a mug.
You can drink out of a paper cup. It wouldn't bother me.
I'll drink out of a shoe.
As long as it gets in your mouth, it don't matter.
Yeah. I can still at least get it to my face. You've been busy.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And you just put out a new office tour video today.
I did.
That was a good one.
I actually forgot it was going up because I have a video guy who runs the YouTube channel now, and he comes up once a month. We film a bunch of stuff, and he posts it, and I forgot Wednesday's my day. So we're going to Wednesday's our day where we post new content.
Yeah.
Something with the algorithm or something.
Mine's usually Monday.
But okay. Yeah. So he told me, he's like, you got to do it on this day at this time. I'm like, yeah, but I got the Vanguard and I got to do 2 videos in 1 week. And he's like, it's going to mess everything up. So, yeah, but it's cool, man. It's cool. I mean, I watched the video because I forgot it went up and I started getting messages about it. And I was like, I want to watch it because I have to see how hungover I look. Because if you can't tell, I was really hungover. Nice. We had gone out till very late that night before. We were at the casino or at the bar. So yeah, my video guy comes all the way up from South Carolina, and the first thing I do is we take him out, we go get banged up, and then right before we have to do 2 days of filming. So luckily it didn't look too bad, but I was hurting. I was hurting that day.
Nice. You're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Okay, go. Yeah.
Once I hit like 35, hangovers were bad. But now that I'm like in my 40s, I'm like, dude, hangovers suck. Yeah.
I bet. I don't really remember hangovers, so it's been a while. It's been a little while for me. But I found it very interesting how you said in your video that you wanted the offices of a toy company to feel like a toy company.
Yeah.
Weird.
Crazy, right?
Who does that?
Crazy. Who does that? I know. I mean, I'm not saying that the companies didn't feel like toy companies. I'm just saying that they should have felt more fun. Like,
right.
Hasbro was a cool building. It was this old brick industrial building, which had a lot of character. But it was a lot of like branding and messaging, not a lot of toys.
Right.
And it's like you go down when you come in the front doors, like there's 2 entrances. There's the employee entrance and there's like the front main door. The front main door, in the hallway, it had like, glass boxes inside the wall.
Polished foyer.
Yeah, showing like old things that people worked on, like old brands that built the company. Like they had the first ever Monopoly board, which was done on a tablecloth. They had that. But they had like some G.I. Joes and some Transformers. But it was like whoever set it up, the G.I. Joes didn't have the right weapons. And they had like some 90s weapons mixed in with the 80s figures. And it was just like.
Zap's got an orange.
Does anybody like care at all? And it was like you just felt like there wasn't a big enough celebration of like brands and stuff like that. And it's like, yes, throughout the design area, there's toys. But I don't know. It just. There was something lacking. And then like Jazzwares, it had some toys and some fun to it, but Jazzwares the office was too small for the amount of people it had. So everyone was on top of each other and it just looked like a hoarder's house. Fisher Price kind of looked like a toy company, but it's also a New York City building. So you walk in and it's multiple companies per floor in each building. So Fisher Price had a little bit, but again, you're talking about the company that made Tickle Me Elmo. That motherfucker should have been everywhere. And I just feel like you didn't get it. So here, I wanted you to walk in the door and immediately know you were in a toy company.
I like it. It's a good video. Very good.
Thanks, man. Part 2 is going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. So I kind of read this, but since it was directed at you, I wanted to revisit it. So Chris from Cutthroat Comics sent us a $5 super chat and said, Bobby Vala did it again. Blows my mind. Can't wait for Series 5 and the Vanguard this summer. And I already paid for my Vanguard pre-order.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you supporting the Vanguard, man.
Yeah, super cool. And then our good friend Jim from Largo's Lair sends a $5 super chat. Thanks, Jim. And says, Vala brings his A game. Each series adds improvement and innovation in the details. Wow, that's weird. No one should innovate. Very few toy makers have that commitment to excellence.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that.
That was awesome. And we're going to talk about this in a second. Our good friend Not Top Goon sends a $5 super chat. So happy that you're coming to Texas, Bobby. The Goon will be there. Hope to see everyone there.
Texas bound, baby. Texas bound.
Yeah, and we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of that here in just a second. And our good friend Masterson42, who always gets a nice Chris salute, sends a $2 super chat. Thank you, sir. And says, I'm here for answers. You already know the question. It might be the same thing. Maybe. You know this guy?
Who's this troll?
I mean, this kind of implies that somehow he thinks that you're my bitch.
Well, I think it also implies that he thinks I'm his bitch.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of layers in this,
which is even worse. You know how we can actually like prove this. How about I don't show up to the 3 POA for the next 6 months, and we'll see how his views go, and then we'll see whose bitch is whose.
Ryan, we love you. Thank you for the $10 super chat. We will we will be sure that we don't roll over your entire stream.
Oh, we're rolling over it now. Now that you said I'm his bitch, we're not stopping.
Well, I'm going to be on the after show with Ryan. I don't want to be in trouble.
Ryan, good luck. Good luck starting on time, buddy, because we're going over by a lot.
And then Jeff W., the best mullet in the business, says, Chad, you beautiful bald maniac. Bobby, I just booked my hotel and flight for ValaCon Dallas Fort Worth. I can't wait.
Baby. Yeah, baby.
Thank you for the super chat, Jeff. Thank you very, very much. And everybody else who's hanging out, guys, I see all your comments, and I will get to what I can as I can. If you have questions for Bobby, just try to like in like infantry stupid, try to make sure I can see it's a question, because there's a lot of people here and they're just going to fly right by. So yeah. Late ass potato. Kevin D'Antonio says Chad and Bobby need to green screen themselves behind the wheel of Vanguards to have dueling car rants. Yeah, I appreciate awesome. I appreciate that. Okay, cool. So I'm scrolling all the way down to the bottom, so I'm caught up with the chat. Hi, everybody. It's good to see you all. Oh, yeah. And then JC says, I just finished watching part 1 of the Office Tour. Very cool. Good video. Go check it out. Yep. Seems like people like it. People like seeing that behind the scenes stuff that no other companies do. It's cool. Okay. Well, our good friend Just Jeff just gives us the segue. Oh, look at this shit. Good luck. Good luck. Hey, it doesn't work. I tried. Make sure you do what everyone else does and give him those softball questions, because I know he doesn't like being asked like anything more than what's your name, so make sure you get that Fisher Price T-ball set out for him, that big red bat, he's going to so he can just, oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, it was such a slow incoming question. Yep. Yep. Look at that. Give Dan Larson a call while you're at it. Hey, listen, go get the whole Rogues Gallery. All of them. Listen, man, you should do a show at Boss Fight and Skeletron. I'm sure those views will be super high. Yeah, I'm sure everyone tunes in for that. Look, I've been real open about it. I've been trying to get Brian Flynn to talk to me because I want to hear like what's going on with vehicles, and I heard play sets. Like what's up with this? Like I got questions, not easy questions. I got like direct. Not fucking yes or no. Like you're going to answer these. And I got questions for that financial company that invested like $20 million in Super 7. I have questions for them. And I feel like I should reach out to them. I should be like, hey, let me just ask you a question here. Did you really think that was a good investment? I mean, he's never going to respond to me anyway. So especially now, so whatever. Did you really think giving $20 million to a toddler in the most expensive city in the West Coast, like, was a good idea? Like, I could have told you you should just ball that money up and thrown it in the Grand Canyon, bro, because that's about where that money's going. Another person we both know, our good friend Tony from Analog Toys, sends an Australian $14.99 super chat. Thank you, Tony, and says, sending a super chat to see if Bobby will knock all the figures off the shelf behind him. Bobby, you got to make some room for the Vanguard. Oh, shit. I thought you were going to do it. No way, man. You know how long it takes me to set those things up? Tony did it. Tony did it. He did it to make room for the Vanguard. I would downgrade. If I knocked those down, I would have to downgrade because anything that went in the space wouldn't be worth it. So I kind of can't because it's like the Robo Skull or the Moray or the Whale's going to get it. And no. Ooh, don't. Because, they will just. Yeah, all just shatter. Yeah, dude. My wife talked me into
turning what my old Joe room was into the playroom for the kids.
Yeah.
And I said, fine, I'm never down there anyway. So I started packing up the Joe room to bring it to the office here. And I have like everything mint and complete. So like I have the whale and I have the Night Striker, both mint complete. Taking the veins off the back, I was like sweating.
Yeah. And your hand like shakes.
Yeah. And I'm like, should I sell these? I was like, I bought the Night Striker. I think it was like $300 or $400, and it was mint complete. And that was, geez,
that was a while ago.
Yeah. And I looked it up, dude. One sold that wasn't even complete for $900. And I'm like, what happened? What happened? When did this happen?
Like Night Force. So the wife and I found my shell, my Night Striker shell, at a local toy show. It had been in someone's attic. It has an attic crud just like caked on it. But that's okay because it has all the glass in it. And like it has both of the missile pod arms complete.
Okay.
But I was like, okay, I can restore this, right? I can love this. I can rebuild this. This past year at Joe Fest, I got the shrouds, just the shrouds, $200.
Oh,
just the shrouds.
Oh, yeah. Damn it.
100 each.
Wow.
But they're, nothing broken, no tabs, no nothing. I mean, they were perfect. And I actually bought an Action Sailor metal original lunchbox just to put those shrouds in the lunchbox. Yeah.
I think I'm trying to remember. It might have been the first ever Joe Fest. It was when prices started to get a little ridiculous. I bought the tow cable for my Mauler.
Ooh.
And I think that was $100.
Yep.
I could probably get $400 or $500 for that thing alone.
Yeah. Out of all my vehicles, I think I have 2 that are complete, and they're in Tupperware over there in a drawer, and I just have repros on all my vehicles. So
smart man.
Yeah. Man. So anyway, thank you, Tony, for the super chat. And Bobby said nah. He said nah.
No, sir.
If I just had some dollies on a shelf, I would, just
I could find a desert rat figure and knock that one off the shelf. Do it. I'll send you another one.
No, because then the card will bend. I'll be like, man, stupid card. Bet the card. Robert Diaz, thank you very much. $5 super chat. Said, not even the state of Texas can contain Bobby's ego or his presence, sticking it to Joe Fest in a big Texas-sized way. You and I were just discussing all of that backstage. How that went down.
Is it ego or loyalty? I'm pretty sure I'm a big proponent of loyalty.
Yeah.
So, hey, you make your bed, you sleep in it.
And at the end of the day, the bottom line, like you and I were talking about, everybody always discusses, it's the thing that needs to be set right. That's not on DFW, right? Joe Fest parked on DFW's dates that were already established, and they knew it.
Yep. Just so everyone is clear, DFW had that date first.
Yep.
For a very long time. A very, very long time.
Yeah. They were talking about that specific weekend at last year's show.
Someone didn't do their homework. So sounds like somebody's making a lot of bad decisions lately.
Well, yeah. Robert, thank you for the super chat. And it is what it is, right? DFW had the dates. Joe Fest was offered a list of dates, and they parked on those dates.
Yep.
And Kirk Bazigian, Ron Rudat, Daryl DePriest, on and on. Now some other a-hole from Providence, Rhode Island. Whatever. It's all good.
Not Providence. I don't go anywhere near Providence. Providence is a shithole.
It only worked out, Ron Rudat, etc. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. So there it is. We you and I have been talking a whole bunch before today's show, and I don't know where I was. I was doing something, and I scrolled across this gem, and I was like, "What the hell? He didn't say anything to me." And then I took this and I sent it over to Ryan, and I'm like, "Bro!" Exclamation mark. Sent this picture, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "I mean, it's got to be true. I mean, look at it. There it is." And he's like, "He didn't tell me." And then I saw this. This is from your Facebook page. Well, the Valaverse Facebook page, not yours.
Yeah.
And yeah. So why don't you what's up?
You know, we can thank Dan Klingensmith for this one. You know, good buddy of mine. He does a great book series, and we were talking a week or two ago, and he was like, you know, yep, there you go. He was like, hey, would you come to Dallas? And I'm like, ooh, Dallas, huh? I was like, I don't know. That'd be hard because I can't drive the trailer. So we'd have to get a, trucking company, LTL, to bring our stuff out there. I'd fly out there. I was like, I don't know. And he's like, look, the show's getting really, really big. All the G.I. Joe creators are going this year. And then he said, oh, it's the same weekend as something else. And I said, well, okay, make the introduction to the guy who runs it. And, next day he got me on a chat with him, and I started talking with him. And, at first he was like, I don't think we have space for you, because again, they've been doing it for many years, and it's a smaller show, but it's been getting really, really big as far as like people going. So for next year, they've moved into a much larger facility. So they're like, I don't know if we can accommodate you in this and that. And I was like, listen, I'll make it work. They showed me the space they had. It's, it's definitely smaller than what I normally use at shows, but I said, I don't give a shit. I'm going to make it work.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're going to Dallas. So I said, we'll figure it out. And I had already had something in the hopper as an exclusive that would have been an exclusive at another show. But we're going to make it an exclusive at Dallas, and you can only get it at Dallas. So you better make sure you go to this show, because this is going to be the show to go to. So they've been very accommodating. Greg that runs the show, he's been great.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I'm excited to go there. It seems like a lot of people are excited about this show, and listen, if I can help make the show bigger for them and they can get to a bigger venue and bring more people there, that's great. I know that, they've already been probably getting a ton of messages from people today, and, hopefully they're selling more tickets and stuff like that. But yeah, this is going to be a good show, man. We're going to make it good. I mean, it's already good, but I'm saying we're going to make it awesome.
Make DFW
G.I.
Joe show great.
Mm-hmm.
Once more.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Dan and I were on the phone, I want to say like 2 weeks ago, and he calls me up and he's like, hey, how do you take the rotors out of the which freaking chopper?
What? Or the Dragonfly?
No, not the Dragonfly.
The Mamba?
Mm-mm. I'm freaking staring right at it. I'm having a moment.
What else has rotors?
Anyway, I'll get back to it. Sorry.
All right.
I'm having a moment. Jay Bartlett's here. What's up, brother? Good to see you. And I know you're going to get asked, are you going to do a figure for DFW?
Yeah.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Because I know we had talked about the one later in the year in the greater Georgia state line.
Yeah. So I'll give a little inside baseball here. I don't want to ruin too much because we have this whole series planned for the YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. So we're doing this new series. It's going to be called Road to 100, because I realized that I put out almost 100 items in like 2 years.
Right.
Incredibly short period of time. And I was like, well, we got to do something special for the 100th item. So I had, some ideas, and I got some things done. And I said, you know what? This is going to be our 100th figure. And I think what better way to kick off the 100th figure or the 100th item than to make it the DFW exclusive. So
that's rad.
I think that's the plan.
All right.
Yeah.
So everybody here hanging out, watching, hopefully, joining in, talking some shit because we all love it. There you go. You heard it. 100th item is going to be a DFW exclusive figure. Dude, that's rad. That's rad. Tomahawk.
Gotcha.
The Tomahawk. I'm sorry. Sometimes I have moments.
You have to. So the rotor housing is two parts. Mm-hmm. You almost have to take a flathead screwdriver and pry it up and then pull them out.
And that's what I told him. He was like, yeah. So I'm because they're remodeling. So we're chatting. He's like, how do you get the blades out of your Tomahawk? And I'm like, get one of those real like eyeglass or like a craft screwdriver, and you got to kind of go under because it has that eyelet where it locks in. You just got to get under it, and then you just kind of under, up, back at the same time. And we're talking. He's like, oh, okay, I got it. Then we start talking, just BS and Joe Fest, Dallas. We're both going to Dallas. All the other guys coming to Dallas. Somehow you came up and not going to Joe Fest. And he's like, oh, do you think he'd go to Dallas? I was like, I don't know. Ask him.
We're going, baby. We're going.
That's awesome. That is really freaking awesome.
You just reminded me. Thinking about the rotors and the Tomahawk. So I have a nice piece of unreleased gold. I have a Night Force Tomahawk. So remember when TRU was putting out all those 5 packs of figures and the O-rings and stuff like that? Yep. Good friend of mine, he worked on that whole series. He worked on that unreleased Tiger Force Steel Brigade. So I have one of those. He had done a Night Force Tomahawk. It was black with dark gray and light gray camo on it. Thing was awesome. So they basically just took a Tomahawk and painted it up. So they painted it in-house. He had the original concept model for it. And he was like, hey, do you want this? And I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. And I have it, and I broke one of the rotors on it. I was so pissed. I know, so pissed. I mean, it's the same Tomahawk rotors. Like I just put a new one in. Yeah. But it's a cool model. And I'm like, I should sell this thing. People would love it. Awesome. I'm sure the declassified guys would love to see it, but it's mine.
The unreleased 1991 G.I. Joe train. Mm-hmm. I have a 3D printed version of that.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. It's actually right next to me, and it takes up an entire 6-foot span of shelf.
I bet.
All by its. I'm trying to get this down, but
don't ruin it.
That's the caboose.
Oh,
right. So it's the legit like train.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's sturdy. I don't have the G scale track yet, and whatever. But
gotcha.
Picks up that whole shelf. That's cool, man. That Tomahawk sounds awesome.
Yeah. I'll send you a picture of it.
Rad. Please do. Our good friend Figure Fever sends a $5 super chat and says, hi, Chad and Bobby. Hello. I received an exclusive figure from Valaverse today. Thank you. Even with the traffic on I-195.
Yeah.
I am in driving distance to your headquarters.
Oh, look at that.
Woo. Look at that. Awesome.
Very cool. Oh, yeah. I think I saw a message. Yeah, I think he said he's in Mass. But yeah, there's a bridge that connects 195 to 95. And it went through like rounds and rounds and rounds of inspections, and everyone said, yeah, it passed. And then like a couple weeks ago, all of a sudden this giant hole just appeared in the bridge. So now every time like going across, like, because Rhode Island is split in the middle by this giant bay.
Yeah.
So every time you want to get to the east side of the state, you have to kind of take 95 up and over. They don't have any bridges that go across, which is stupid.
Yeah.
There's just it takes you like an hour and a half to go across a state that's like 7 miles wide. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I feel your pain, man, but I don't go that way anymore. There was a guy selling the X-Men arcades, the 4-player X-Men arcades. Guy was selling one on Marketplace, and he lived in this town called Tiverton, which is on the east side of Rhode Island. And I was like, ooh, I don't think I want to drive out there. I was like, I looked up, it was like an hour and 20 minutes because of traffic. And I'm like, dude, that's like 3 hours out of my day. My day is too valuable to me to go out there to go buy an arcade game that I'm not going to play because I'm too busy.
Yeah, that stuff's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you know, at least you got water. So
at least got water.
I'm just saying I don't have any of that where I live. So you're lucky you got water. Brian Stevenson, Bobby, will there be Vanguards on hand to buy at DFW?
That's a good question. I am trying to find that out. I would love it if they were available. However, it's kind of one of those things where I think I've talked about this before. I don't like getting product early and selling it when we haven't fulfilled pre-orders yet.
Yeah.
Because it's wrong for people to buy in advance.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they don't get it first.
Well, and it takes the knees out from under their incentive.
Yeah.
Pre-order.
Exactly.
It's shady. Yeah.
Exactly. So if by some chance our shipment comes and, you know, we haven't fulfilled orders, then we won't take them. It's just, you know, it's more of a principles kind of thing.
Yeah. Which is cool. Right. And one thing I got to say, doing stuff on principles gets you a long way. It always does, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Bringing it back around.
Our good friend got to find out the hard way.
Oh, yeah. Our good friend George Aiken, all the way from the UK, is asking, is the Vanguard going to have a David Hasselhoff drive?
You know what, George? I can't believe I dropped the ball on that. I totally should have reached out to him and made him the exclusive driver. Shit.
Listen, Hoff, here's the deal. Yeah. No, it's not the Hoff, but it was funny, so I put it in there. Blue Serendipity sends a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, and says, I already requested those days off of work. Chad, are you in? Yeah, I'm going. The ma'am's coming with me. So I've been saying for a while now that I was going to go to DFW. We were giving you shit about it for a little bit. And yeah, ever since all that stuff went down with Joe Fest and this guy and some other stuff, yeah, DFW.
DFW.
Going to DFW. Plus, as soon as Greg started posting all the guests, you know, Kirk Bazigian, like for as many times as I've spoken with him and had him on my show, I've never actually met Kirk.
Oh no?
So I've never met him in person. And so like that's really something I'm looking forward to. And you know, we found out today that you're coming, so it's just added. It's good. It's all good.
Well,
but yes, Blue Serendipity, thank you for the $5 super chat. I will be there, and the ma'am will be in tow. The Canuck, thank you very much, sends a $10 super chat. Will the DFW exclusive be available on the website after the convention for those of us not able to make it?
I don't know. I think it would be more special to have it just be at that show. Although every convention exclusive has been sold later on.
Yep.
However, I think this one, there will be a much longer wait, because I want to make it more special and I want to make sure people are coming to the DFW show. So come to the DFW show and you'll have it first, and you'll probably have it for a very long while before anyone else does.
Cool. And then he says, cannot wait for the Vanguards to be delivered. Keep up the great work, Bobby. Valaverse for life.
Me too. I just don't know where I'm going to put them all.
Yeah. I saw your Series 4 post in all those boxes.
Yeah.
Vanguards are going to be ridiculous.
Yeah. Dude, that picture of the Series 4 stuff I showed was like 1/15 of what the shipment was. The shipment was enormous. It took us all day. Me and my buddy Jordan, he always helps me with, when shipments come in.
Right.
This new office is great because it's got loading docks. We got pallet jacks. It makes moving things around much easier. However, there was just so many more boxes that we were just like, why are we so tired? Like, we have pallet jacks and stuff. And it's just like, it's because of the sheer volume of Series 4.
Yeah. Did you jump through a pile of empty boxes though?
I didn't, and it was brought up a few times.
Yeah.
But when we're fulfilling orders, like we have we call it the runner. He goes and gets product or breaks boxes down. So he was on top of like breaking boxes down. So I never had like empty boxes to jump into. Plus, the new office is really classy. I don't want to,
right.
Sidebar. I thought about, so I have this big giant cardboard dumpster that's like 7 feet tall, and it's outside, but there's a retaining wall like right behind it that's as tall as it. And I was like, well, we can open the top of the dumpster and I can get on the retaining wall and then I can swanton bomb into the dumpster. But again, 41 years old, I don't think that I should probably be doing things like that.
Yeah, right.
Probably not a good idea.
I feel you. Yeah. Cutthroat Comics, $5 super chat. Thank you, Chris. Says, question for Bobby. Out of all of your Action Force figures you have put out throughout the years, which five figures do you love the most?
Wow.
Not even 1, 5. Very specific.
I'm glad he asked 5 because it's like asking someone your favorite child. These are all my children, damn it. Pandora is definitely there. The original Steel Brigade is there. Warpath Eclipse is there, so that's 3. Trigger is there, that's 4. And I'd probably say the new Blowback is kind of fresh because he's just like a newborn, so I haven't had enough time with him yet.
Yeah.
There's something like the Desert Rat figure is meaningful to me in a lot of ways. Tony and I are like just about best friends. So it's like that figure it means a lot. So I'd put him in there for number 5.
Good save. Good job. Good job.
Oh, I wasn't. You think I care about his feelings? Come on now.
It's funny. So this past Friday night over on Jay Bartlett's channel, we were doing our normal Friday night versus stuff, and we're talking about classified, and the Steel Core 2-pack came up. And every time somebody in the chat would say Steel Brigade, I go, no.
You can't say that.
Steel Brigade. Not Steel Brigade.
Yeah. If it was Steel Brigade, they would have called it that.
They would have.
Never again.
Nope. Yeah. And then somebody was like, oh, it's the same thing. And I'm like, no, it's not. And then I told the story remember how you and I were talking about Steel Brigade and blah, blah, blah. And you were like, yeah, I could have bought Serpentor too. And I was like, oh man.
Listen, I could have ruined like all the Joe Bros days. Like it's bad enough I took a UK name and Steel Brigade. It's like, I sit at night sometimes when I'm counting my money. I sit there and I think about the Joe Bros and the fact that Hasbro could never, ever, ever again call it Steel Brigade. They could never, ever use that name ever again. And I laugh, this maniacal laugh, thinking about the tears being shed by the Joe Bros. Yeah. Knowing that.
My tactical battle platform is manned by nothing but Steel Brigades and a Duke. And every time I walk by it next to my flag, I'm like, yeah. That's the last time they ever put Steel Brigade on anything.
Also, I own the world's largest Steel Brigade collection. I'm pretty sure it's okay that name is mine. I've earned it.
Yeah. And it was there. So
it was there, and it was there. It was if you ran a toy company and you had the chance to get the name of your all-time favorite G.I. Joe, would you not?
Yeah.
Don't tell me like, no, that's preservation. It's theirs.
If I could snatch High Speed Sentry, Hiss, and I could snatch Low Light, watch me. I would do it in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Telling you. In 2019, everything was available.
Yeah.
Everything but Snake Eyes, Baroness, Roadblock, Cobra Commander, and Duke. Like those are the 5 that they kept. Other than that, everything was fair game.
Yeah, we were having the discussion, and then I delaminated for a little bit, and I was going off like, they didn't give a shit about Steel Brigade, and they didn't give a shit about Serpentor because they didn't care about G.I. Joe and blah, 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 and it's their fault, and fuck them, and like I just kind of went off.
Well,
but it's true.
You know what I find funny? Watch, this is gonna rile up the Joe Bros real bad. Because they're all watching right now. But you know what's funny? You guys can't go on his tank and talk about it anymore.
No.
What's funny is, and multiple reviewers have said this, so it's not even me saying it, that Hasbro messed up the Steel Course so bad. Like, you had this one chance to do a figure to try to throw shade at me, and you screwed it up. You made them toddler sized. Were you talking with Brian Flynn? Like, were you using him as a model? Like, and think we should make them his size for him. Dude, they're so tiny.
That's what I hear. Yeah, I hear they're like undersized.
Messed up the sizes on them. They're so little. They're like little kids, like little like middle school kids wearing steel core armor. So good on you guys for trying to do something, and then you just screwed it up. So it's like, who's laughing? I'm laughing. Suck it.
Damn. Now I'm just trying to find like some salty comments.
Oh, whatever. Like, I live on the tears of Joe Bros and trolls.
Yeah.
They're like extra salty because they're so upset. You know, when you're really, really upset, all that salt comes out. Yeah. You know, plus they live on like Cheetos and things like that, living in the basement. So it's like all that salt's just pouring out of their ducts and stuff like that.
Oh, Cheeto fingers. Suka says, I was already going, but now I'm going no matter what gets in the way. Shit, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm glad that Suka's going to be there. And then Sal Sandoval says hi.
What's up, Sal?
Hello. And I'm trying to bounce back and forth between everything. And then Junkie on Craft says, who knew we'd see Chad's caboose tonight? You never know, right? You never know what's going to happen. Thank you for the $2 super chat and the dad joke. This is very much appreciated, my friend. And then J Creations NY sends a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. And says, happy to hear Valaverse is coming to DFW. I think Chad deserves a big thanks. And I did not make that happen.
I mean, now that I know that you put it in Dan's ear and then Dan put it in mine.
All I said was ask him. I 2 words. It was just 2 words. Like, you know, he's asking me and I'm like, fucking Bobby don't work for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I just straight up, I just said, I would ask him. So, but thank you for the $5 super chat. And I was really excited to hear it too. And sometimes I'm in the know and I didn't know shit. You kept that really close.
Well, I mean, I wasn't going to announce it until it was for sure. Like, literally, I think it was Saturday that Greg was like, I don't think it's going to work for you. And I was like, he sent me a picture. He goes, this is the space I have available. Right. And I was like, I can make that work.
Sure.
So I circled, I said, this space right here? He goes, yeah. I said, I'll take it. And he said, welcome to DFW. And I said, okay, cool. And then he said, yeah. He said, so he texted me, hey, he said, we just made the announcement. And I said, all right, I'll make mine now. So that's how quickly shit comes together around here, baby.
Yeah, and sometimes that's just how things happen. They happen real fast.
Yeah,
I didn't know. Like, I was talking with Mikey Kukovic from JMK Custom Works, and I didn't know that Greg from DFW is the Greg from Cotswold. I didn't know that's the same Greg.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, okay, makes sense. Sounds good. Aaron MMA. God, I hope I said that right. Aaron MMA 7. $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Says, are we ever getting a ghost masked character?
Maybe.
Come on with the maybe. Oh, I meant to tell everybody hanging out in the chat. This is for all 215 of you. 1, if you're not subbed to my channel, why not consider subbing? Just takes a second. And I need to get to 3,000, and I'm tired of looking at 2,977. So that would help me out. 2,
hey guys, I said it. Go sub.
Yeah, Bobby said it. 2, this show is going to be interactive. Every time Bobby says the words, look, man, to me, press F in the chat to pay respects. My hurt feelings when I get a look, man.
Look, man.
See, there it is. Look, man. Anyway, so he said, keep up the good ass work, Bobby. You're lapping everyone.
Thanks, man. I mean, I never thought of myself as like a marathon runner, but you know, guess I got some pretty good endurance for this.
Yeah. Yep. Sunday, I'm going to have Ryan on and Jay Bartlett, maybe one or two other people. And we're going to discuss about Boys Action Toys maybe leaving brick and mortar, which I know sounds a little weird, right? Because you just got your Walmart deal, which is still freaking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, like just going off of where he said you're lapping everyone. And I always see myself with the 6-inch scale market, you know, that 1/12 scale. I'm kind of like the observer on the side. We all know it's not really my scale. You and I have discussed it numerous times.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have some 1/12 scale toys. But I see like, you know, 65% of the Boys Action aisle has gone away. And I see like Hasbro losing 45% of their value. And, you know, I just kind of see things going that way for the big two, you know, as everybody likes to say. But
yeah,
I gotta agree with Aaron. Like, you're just spanking them. Just spanking them.
I mean, I'm just trying to do what I think is right to do for products. I mean, it helps. It definitely helps when you can run a company without the meddling of stock, you know, upper management and shareholders and this and that.
Shareholders,
so, like,
yeah, for sure.
You know, so while I get it, it's no excuse for Hasbro to be doing what they're doing. I mean, and just so you guys don't think I'm just picking on Hasbro. It's like, listen, Hasbro's saying it's a toy industry problem. My Mattel stock didn't go down. We don't see any other toy company laying people off. You only see Hasbro doing those two things, dropping stock price and laying people off. Nobody else is doing it. Nobody.
Yeah.
So don't sit there and say it's a toy industry problem when no, it sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, and then blaming COVID too.
It sounds like a you and Disney problem because Disney's down and you're down. So you're investing a lot in brands that you don't own. Well, shame on you. So, you know, you make your bed, you sleep in it. So yeah, I mean, listen, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, if by some chance I make other people look bad, okay. I'm not sitting here purposely trying to make another company look bad.
Yeah.
But if it happens, okay. I'm just trying to make stuff people want. You know, I don't go into it like designing a figure saying, oh, I hope this tops everything Hasbro's doing. No, I'm like, I hope this figure sells as well as, say, Night Op Steel Brigade or
I love that figure.
It's like, well, what's the bar? Like, what's my bar? I have to keep raising my bar. So obviously I love the Vanguard. In a year or two, when I shouldn't say when I put out the next vehicle because we've already designed 2 more vehicles. So it's like, well, what's the next vehicle? Is a smaller vehicle, is a bigger vehicle? Will it top the Vanguard? Like, where's my bar? I have to keep raising my own bar. I can't worry about other people's bars. I'm worried about my bar. So,
yeah. And that's a healthy way to be, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're always worried about the competition, then yeah. And that's, you know, it's all good to poke fun, but yeah, you're doing it right. And then Shane says, don't get Chad started with Steel Brigade. Because he was there. He was there when I had my little meltdown.
Oh, geez.
You know, got to do it, right? All right. So anyway, Aaron, thank you very much. And the man said maybe, and we all know what maybe means. It means maybe. World Made of Cardboard sends a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. And says, if Hasbro should go the route of Sears, Kenner, and Yahoo and start selling off IPs, what would you like to buy?
Huh. I mean, it's I'm trying to think anything Hasbro owns that I would want.
That's a big question.
I mean, listen, if they came to me and were like, hey, listen, we don't want to do G.I. Joe anymore. Would you do, you know, we'd like to license it to you. I'd take it in a heartbeat. Of course. You know, despite what the Hasbros think, I love G.I. Joe. I'm only doing this line because I love G.I. Joe.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I would do it, and I would do it better than it's being done right now. But there's another IP out there, Exo Squad, that I've said multiple times that I would love, but it seems like other people are looking into it and this and that, and it's just like, all right, I'll let them fuck that up. But you know, I just had different ideas for how to modernize it. I think too many companies right now are, how do we leverage nostalgia? And the company that I think is working on it is they're trying to do is, you know, leverage dead nostalgia brands. And it's like, well, there's a reason they're dead. I just think that nostalgia only gets you so far. You have to create new modern takes on things in order to get new people into it. So yeah, there's not really much, you know, I'd want. There's a few things, but it's not like I'm sitting there like drooling, clamoring over it. Like, you know, I also believe in creating my own brands and making something cool.
Agreed. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, and that's one of the things that I always talked about. You know, your brand and just the Valaverse sphere and Action Force and things like that. It's like, yeah, you got Sarge, but you don't have 1986 Sarge doing 1986 shit. Like, you got older Sarge, and he's grizzled, and he's been around, and the dude has seen some shit, you know, and he's like not in his prime.
Yep.
And, you know, the whole New Colonia stuff and the fall of the United States. And it's, you took more than 5 minutes to, like, you didn't just pull out this corpse out of a drawer and go, okay, we're going to bring this back, you know?
And also,
as much as I love G.I. Joe, just like stop dragging it around in its, you know, 1982 to 1994 form. Like, God, just do something.
Also, like with Sarge, it's like, listen, will always be indebted to Sarge for allowing me to bring him into the line. And then it kind of made Action Force very mainstream at the time. You know, it was a small indie brand, but now it's like it's mainstream. And I remember that day when we announced Sarge, the messages I was getting from people and the hype that it got, I was like, wow, this thing became really big.
Yep.
But it's like we did 2 Sarge figures like back to back. But it's like you didn't see me like leveraging Sarge anymore after that. It's like, no, we wanted to move on to other characters.
Yeah, Duster. And,
yeah. So it's like you can keep beating that dead horse, but not saying that Sarge is a dead horse. I'm just saying that, you know, that dead horse of nostalgia. Keep banging that out. But it's just like we did what we did. We had him in line. It was great. It's not, the line's not about him. The line's about Action Force, not one guy.
Yeah, exactly. Right. G.I. Joe is not Snake Eyes. Thank you for saying that. Right?
Yeah.
Just let it go. And I always said, like, you could have done Classified and made Falcon the General Hawk or something like that and move it forward, since Snake Eyes is a moniker now. It's no longer a person because of the whole Kamakura thing, which, whatever, you know, is what it is. But you could say the same about Cobra Commander. You had Baroness as Cobra Commander and Fred 7 and on and on. Like, you could just put some other dumbass in the hood, put him in a hood, right?
Yeah.
But, Shane says, I can't believe they want $1,000 for a Terrordrome. Is that what they go
for? No way. That's what they're going. I thought flags were $1,000.
Yeah.
If a Terrordrome is $1,000, what's a flag? And if that's the case, I'm definitely selling my G.I. Joe collection. I mean, man, it's like I stopped buying Steel Brigades because I drove the price up too high. Now it's like I should sell them all back to people.
Well, $1,000, there's no way that's loose. Even loose complete. It's got to be like blueprint. Well, I have my blueprints, but it's got to have a box or something. There's no way it's $1,000 just a circular lump of plastic. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Because the Terrordrome is like the one thing that doesn't have like that amazingly hard part to find. Everything, like the flag has the railing, you know, the whale has the veins, the Mauler has the toe hook. The Terrordrome was a fairly easy thing to build and replace and you know, restore.
Yeah.
Thinking about, maybe the caps for the you know, the giant cannons, but other than that, it's not like anything was super hard to get for that.
No, honestly, the hardest thing is AVAC's harness.
Oh yeah.
Right. That's it. Other than that, you can you could get a 60% Terrordrome, and just going on eBay and typing in Terrordrome parts, you could complete it. Easy.
Sure.
George Aiken says, I have no ego, for I'm the most modest man in the universe. Yeah. And then Our good friend Packers says, cheers to you. Good to see you, Packers. Masterson sends another $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. Now, I am upset that Bobby didn't buy Flint. Also, suppose a guy from Louisiana finds his way to Rhode Island. Do I get a tour of the headquarters?
Hold on a second. When did I say I didn't buy Flint?
I think he's just upset now that you didn't buy Flint.
I have Flint. Come on, Master Son. And let me tell you something.
I think he means the name.
Oh, okay. Then you know what? Flint would have been a good name. Flint's a very cool name. I mean, anything about Flint? Like, yeah, that's I should have been on top of that. Damn it. Shame on me.
Yeah,
I'll let them keep him. He should stay.
He'll probably get another chance.
He should stay where yeah, exactly. Because you guys know that G.I. Joe never stays around forever. You guys get it, and then the getting's good, and then all of a sudden it goes down, and then it has a lull for 5 years, just enough time for trademarks to, to lapse, and then, So.
Or a year after the second biggest year in the history of the whole IP, you just decide, no, just can it. Give it to the people in Cincinnati, whatever, no big deal.
Yep. But Master Son, the door is always open for you at HQ. You tell me when, and I'll roll out the red carpet for you, baby.
Nice. Very cool. Daredevil Dave, trying like hell to get to DFW this year. If all goes well, we'll be the ones in the deuce and a half.
Okay.
Rad.
Okay.
Drive a deuce and a half. That's cool. I was going to crack this joke, but Equan, oh man, I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. Beat me to it. I got to agree with this guy that says, dang, Valaverse is still in business. I thought they went bankrupt. How are you doing DFW and a vehicle that's not crowdfunded and a Series 4 and moving into a new office when, from what I heard, you went bankrupt with the Series 2?
I almost said it at the start of the office tour video. Almost. I almost cracked the joke, but I did. I decided not to.
No.
Listen, I wish, now granted, I don't have the free time to actually do this, even if it was still up. But it's like, if that His Tank thread was still up, I would pay somebody to go to the top of the 2,000 pages of the and go through all the lives that people don't have. And I'm like, find all the dummies, because there were a lot of them. Find all the dummies that said, he won't get past Series 2. Series 3 will never come out. He'll never do this. He'll never do that. He'll be gone in no time.
They'll never make a vehicle.
Find them all, because I would love to post accountability. Yeah. Love it. Because, and you know what? I would love to just find one of them and be like, what do you have to say now? And then they'd be like, hold on, let me go move the goalpost. Let me go put that. You're never going to get past Series 5. And it's just like, do you guys listen?
Yeah.
I know they don't like me. And it's okay. You can not like me. It's fine. But you have to have accountability for what you say. Like, you said it, and then what are you going to do? Just sweep it under the carpet? You're going to forget you said that? No, you said it. You said it. You said it. Man up to it and say,
just own it and just be like, oh, it's just internet shit talking.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Or say, I was wrong. Oh, hey, good on him. Yeah. All right, well, shit on me. But it's okay. I'm still here, baby. I'm not going anywhere. I'm in a big, giant fucking office.
Well, I'm in a garage. So there, in a corner. Yeah. But I just wanted to put that up there because I was going to crack it and he had already cracked it. So I wanted to give him the credit for it. Roll Keeper, thank you for the $5 super chat. Bobby, are you going to release a convention/show schedule? Any plans to come back to that show in Maryland?
Yes and yes. I think this week, maybe Friday, I'll release the whole show schedule.
ZoloCon's next, right? February?
Yeah, ZoloCon's in February. Then I'm doing a show in Massachusetts in March. And then I'm like looking at my con schedule on my whiteboard over there. We don't have anything in April. May, I'm doing a show in Connecticut. June is Maryland, which I'm going back to. June is also Dallas. I don't have anything in July. Then in August, we have Terrificon. Then September, I have CanaCon in Georgia. So it's like every other month we're doing a show, and 2 in June. So we'll release a full schedule.
there's another question further down that I starred that I believe is going to bring up the Georgia thing. But
okay.
Thank you, Roll Keeper, and there you go, buddy. There's your answer. Lord Palpatine, aka Darth Sidious. A question for Bobby. Any plans for an aircraft? Oh, we already know the answer to this. Scale and price point is always something toy companies have to tackle, especially in 6 cents. Good to have you back.
An aircraft, huh?
That's weird. We discussed that last time you were here. Weird.
I might have just seen the designs for it the other day.
The answer is yes. All right. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Yes, Palpatine. The answer is yes. Yeah. I love how you get coy about shit.
I can't listen. I can't give it all away.
No. You can't, and you shouldn't. And that's look. You do it right. Just like that last Mission Impossible movie that came out. All they did was show that frickin' motorcycle jump stunt over and over and over and over and over and over. And then when the movie finally came out and you see the stunt, you're like, oh, I've already seen this 40 times.
Yeah. I feel like nowadays you can watch a trailer. You don't have to go to the people want to wonder why ticket sales are down. It's because of trailers.
Yeah. I don't know how to cut trailers anymore. There's
a trailer. I don't need to see the movie. Oh, I figured it out. All right, great.
What do you mean the guy's dead? I just saw him in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid.
They need to go back to like the 90s and look at the way trailers were made.
Yeah. Suspense, right? You got to draw people in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Fat Red Foo, Chad relocation. No, I didn't relocate. I turned my desk, dude. That's all. So, good to have you here. I missed you. Vickman says, hola. I just got my reissue figures from Big Bad Toy Store. Really cool stuff. Unfortunately, it's expensive bringing them to Mexico. Any plans of distributing here, Bobby?
Mexico's tough. I haven't found any distributors down there, any toy collector kind of retailers in Mexico. If you know of any, please let me know. But yeah, it's a hard one. But I send a lot to Mexico. So there's definitely fans out there. I just don't know as far as where you guys go, like brick and mortar wise, or even website wise to get your stuff.
There you go, Vickman. You can either let the man himself know or stand by to stand by. Oh, but thanks for the question. Why does everybody have these names that I have a hard time pronouncing? Tig Pfeiffer. Tig Tigay.
Teague.
Tig
Pfeiffer. Tig.
Balake. Well, we're going to call you Balake. I'm sorry. Bobby, ever think about including holsters in the weapon packs with pistols?
No. It's more of a thing like the weapons packs are the weapons packs. I just want to sell a gaggle of weapons.
Yeah.
The gear packs are the gear packs, and I kind of want to keep them separate in that sense. However, I may have an item coming out in 2024, late 2024, that might be a blind box of some sort. So you never know. We'll see.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Tig, I'm sorry if we totally asked your name up. I apologize for that. But thanks for the question. Father Son Galaxy. Bobby, any plans of giving us blood effects? Only Valaverse can do them right.
Listen, there's what are they called? They're on Instagram, and I bought their blood effects. They just did a set of green. They do really good blood effects. I'm trying to remember what their name is. Someone in the chat, remind me who it is. They're on Instagram. That's the
one that Ryan's talked about before.
Yeah, they sell their blood effects. I think came in a coffin.
Yeah,
with a bunch of accessories and stuff like that. Go get their blood effects. Their blood effects are really, really good. I have them, so I like theirs because I don't have to do mine.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, because then you can focus on other stuff like those head packs. Smart idea.
Yeah.
So smart.
Yeah.
You could just get bucks galore. All the different heads. So smart.
Yep. And it's like, it was cool because they all work with the existing figures.
Yep.
You don't have to buy new figures to get the heads. If you have them already, you could just get the head packs. So we have more head packs coming in 24, which is cool. Yeah. The only thing I regret about the head pack is that I should have called it Head Pack Alpha, because now I'm doing the second one and I'm like, shit, what do I call this one? I'm like, I could have just called it Bravo, but I didn't call the first one Alpha. So what do I do? Do I start this one as Head Pack Alpha? It's not the first one. It was already the tactical one.
Hindsight.
Yeah, I guess.
So what you're telling me is that every wave of your figures doesn't have different size neck pegs?
Who would do that?
I don't.
Who would do that?
That's weird.
I mean,
I think I've seen that before.
Like the fact, like it all kidding aside, the fact that that's not a thing, the fact that it is such a consistent issue across Hasbro, like Classified can't get it right.
Nope.
Marvel Legends, you're too far gone.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so easy to make that comment. Make this ball peg the same. Make it the same. When I did my 12-inch Legends, it was one of the first things I noted. I said, guys, all the ball pegs got to be the same. I mean, especially, except for something like Hulk.
Well, yeah, it's Hulk.
It's Hulk. But the 12-inch figures, they should all be the same. I just don't understand how no one's making that comment. Like, wait a second. You mean to tell me you sell a steel core head for one figure that doesn't fit on another figure? How dare you? Yet I'm the bad guy. I'm the one that everyone's mad at.
Yeah. And you know, that shit goes all the way back to you know who this guy is.
Of course.
That shit goes all the way back to the modern stuff starting in like 2007.
Yeah.
I can't take a 25th and a you know, a Pursuit of Cobra or a 50th and swap parts. They look stupid.
Yeah, because like the necks were really long on certain characters, and it's like, why would you do that?
Yeah,
why
even if I tried to like swap the forearms or something, they just do not jive.
Put it this way. This is how far I go with stuff because of how important it is. So I have the first factory that I used that did, you know, series 1 and 2 in the special deployment, all those male figures. I have a new factory doing series 5, which is the all new bodies of male figures. I sent them every single figure I've done beforehand. And I said, listen to me right now. Every part's got to work together, all of them. And they're like, really? I'm like, yep. They literally put a document and video and images together for me showing all the parts working together. So that means if I want to swap parts, I can do it. You know, the new bodies have the double necks, which can be a slightly longer than a normal body. But I said, guys, we got to make sure everything works together and looks right. They sent me something like the lower torso on the existing body didn't look right on the new waist piece. And I said, nope, we're going to change that. Change the new waist piece. Alter what we can alter to work with what came before. Because it's like, why do I want a bunch of figures that don't fucking work together?
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? No, I want all the vests to fit on all the male figures. And I know people are like, oh, all the bodies are the same size. Yeah. How's customizing for you, dickhead? And it's just like, what do you want? You want every figure different so that you can't use vests from this guy with this guy? It's like, no. Like, granted, yes, I have the big Atlas body that's coming.
Yeah.
You know, which sucks because it's like Atlas's stuff can't be used on the smaller stuff. But, you know, on the normal 6 foot tall guys, everything has to work together. It's not a hard concept. It's definitely not.
No, it's attention to detail, though.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
As opposed to just plowing over everything at 1,000,000 miles an hour, like just repaint it, just put it back out. Yep. And then Jason Fitz says, Bobby, they have jetpacks.
Oh yeah. So the steel core that never came with a jetpack, you know, the old ones. Now all of a sudden it's great because it has jetpacks, right?
Yeah. And on the box, don't you remember them from the intro to the animated movie where they weren't there? Yeah. I was like, I don't.
Well, it's funny. Okay, it's funny. They thought I'd get mad about it. It's like, dude, I got that name and I'll put it on my own figure. Why would I get mad about that?
Yeah, totally. Like, Jericho Savage says, can't wait for Colonel Siege and Atlas. Oh, Colonel Siege.
Oh, sure. Siege is like my sleeper for Series 5. He's the one. He's going to be like Carrick. He's going to be the one that I tell everyone that's going to be asleep. Like the first Kickstarter or the second Kickstarter, I kept telling everyone, don't sleep on Carrick. And
nope.
He didn't sell as well as everyone else, But after the line came out, he sold out immediately. And then people were like, oh, when are you going to reissue him? And then I reissued him, and he was the first figure to sell out.
What do you mean this guy's that important to the story and I didn't buy him? It's your fault. Yeah.
So now it's like, I think Siege is going to be that one. Because sometimes people sleep on the figure that are like, oh, it's a guy in a jacket or a vet. Like,
he's a little subtle.
Yeah, it's not the guy in tactical gear and this and that, but it's like, dude, Siege is freaking cool.
Well, Colonel Hawk doesn't come with a missile system like General Hawk doesn't come with a missile system like Colonel Hawk did. So I want Colonel Hawk. Yeah. Ace from Ramen Toys here. Good to see you, Ace. Says hi, Chad, Bobby, and chat. Just checking in before getting off work this Thursday morning.
What's up? What's up, Ace?
Ace is going to do some 1/18 scale V stuff. I'm super excited about that. Every time somebody brings up Ramen Toy, I'm like, did you hear he's doing V? Like all the time. Every time I can bring it up. Blue Serendipity. Bobby, can I get a badass chick with a blonde ponytail, please?
Maybe.
Oh, and just for the record, Mr. Vala, you hey-manned me. So we got all the Fs. Thank you, everyone in the chat for the Fs.
I love it.
Disney hurt Hasbro. Yeah, Disney did hurt Hasbro, but that's kind of a chicken and the egg thing, right? Because Hasbro really went after the Disney stuff, and they knew that they were going to be beholden to what Disney gave them.
Hasbro hurt themselves.
It's kind of both, yeah.
Hasbro hurt themselves. I found out something the other day, some inside baseball knowledge. I can't share because it's too inside, and you know they might get mad about it. But I found out that they were, a few years ago, they were going to sell a brand. Like a brand they owned. They were going to sell this brand and not just like license it out, just sell it, like sell the whole thing for not a lot of money. And it's like, this is the kind of mentality that you deal with at Hasbro. Like, and yeah, Hasbro hurt Hasbro. Like Disney hurt. Like, obviously when you're stuck with an IP, yes, it sucks when that IP decides to go in a certain direction that doesn't do well for your toy product. But at the end of the day, Hasbro hurt Hasbro. Like they could have, yes, the Disney portfolio could have been a big piece of their sales, but they could have fostered brands better. They could have done things differently. So Hasbro hurt Hasbro.
Yeah. And being stuck with Admiral Holdo and Rose Tico and Echo and Miss Marvel and She-Hulk and it's cyclical, right? It just comes back around.
I went out to just before I got on the stream, I went out to dinner with my wife before, and we were sitting at the bar, and I saw a commercial for Captain Marvel, the second one. It said, be the first to watch it on streaming or something like that. And I'm like, be the first? No one else is going to watch it. So of course you're going to be the first.
Yeah. The only person who watches it will be first.
Yep.
Jesse from JLS Comics is here and says, what's up, y'all? Reporting in from Phoenix. Good to see you, Jesse. Jesse, you owe me a live stream. I keep telling you that. Brian wants you to buy Visionaries.
It's not. Listen, this is going to be blasphemy. I know people are going to gang up on me, but I don't care.
It's going to be truth because I know it's coming.
Listen, Visionary sucks, man. I'm sorry. Listen, there was to me, there was nothing cool about Visionaries. You know what Visionaries was to me? Visionaries. Now, I think Visionaries came first. But correct me if I'm wrong. Visionaries was a poor man's version of what was that line with the holograms in their bodies? Fuck. It was just on the tip of my tongue.
Holograms in their bodies.
Yeah. It had the ghouls and the Native American, and it was just their whole head to their waist was a giant hologram. Supernaturals. Thank you, Jack.
There you go.
Supernaturals. Visionaries is a poor man's version of Supernaturals. If you're going to do holograms, you do as much hologram as you can. You don't do a little chest emblem. Come on now. Go ahead, gang up on me.
But it was on the staff too. Remember this?
People are going to be so upset that I shit on Visionaries. Listen, Supernaturals was so much better. So much better. Bigger holograms. Come on now.
See, I thought you were going to point out the obvious. If it didn't make it back then in the heyday, it's not going to make it now.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, that's the obvious, right?
I see all these people clamoring for dead brands. And I'm like, why? Obviously, it didn't survive back then. Why do you want it now? You know, there's a company out there. I'm not going to mention their name, but all they do is get really, really dead licenses. And no, it's not Super 7. Super 7 gets a lot of dead licenses. But this company gets dead licenses. And I'm like, really? And then it ends up at Ollie's, and you're like, I wonder why. Like, come on, guys. You got to think.
Ollie's is killing it. Ollie's is killing it. JC says, corpse out of a drawer, Chad, 2024. I mean, that's really what it is, right? I like Hasbro toys, but Hasbro as a company, they treat my favorite line like their redheaded stepchild, and they only want to drag out G.I. Joe when they want to scrape out a couple extra bucks.
Yep.
So it's just, it's reality. That's how it is.
Yep.
Jim Largo, Chad, will Cobra Commander and the Baroness be appearing at DFW? Yep. Yeah, we will costume at some point at DFW, Jim. And speaking of which, Mikey from JMK Custom Works, good evening, Chad, Bobby, and chat. That little convention center is going to be so packed. It's going to be lit, no cap.
I don't know what that means. I'm young. I'm 40. I don't know what these kids say nowadays.
I could ask my kid. She probably knows.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what lit means, but the no cap, Mikey, I don't know. Tell us what that means. Anthony Whitehead, thank you for the $5 super chat. Says, for Chad being awesome and Bobby keeping it real as can be.
I don't know any other way.
Nope. 100% no. Jim Largo again. Bobby, more Garrison Cavalry in Series 5?
Maybe.
He didn't say, look, man. He just said maybe. Maybe. This next question.
You guys are acting like I don't think about these things all the time.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, 99%.
Have you ever thought about making a character with a beret?
It's like 99% of the time. If you have an idea for something, I'd probably beat you to it.
Yeah. But it's fun. It's fun because you always get all the questions, and you're like,
maybe.
Here's a question. You're not going to respond too positively about it, but it's funny.
You never know. Well, I mean, if we're going out of business and the line's dying anyway, you might as well go to space.
Yep. You guys heard it here first. Valaverse Defiant 2025. Yeah. DFW is going to be a Space Force figure. Yeah. Okay.
Well, if
that's funny though.
You think I should probably do that for ZoloCon, because ZoloCon, I think the convention, from what I heard, is held in like a NASA space station or some shit like that.
That's cool.
Like wherever it is used to be like NASA offices or something. So
that's pretty rad.
Yeah.
This is either Hank V or Hank the Fifth. Says Chad is better than Laser Pants.
Oh,
that's a bold statement.
Oh, did he start yet, or he starts at 9? He starts at 9. Yeah.
We got 40 minutes, 41 minutes. But yeah. Thank you, Hank. Ryan is a rad dude. He's a good friend, and he is a hell of a stream master, because with the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds that these guys have in their chat, he does a great job. With that being said, I'll fucking take it. Thank you. I will take that. TJC, chat, are we gaming this weekend? You let me know and I'll be there, dude. But yeah, I'm always down for some gaming. Lou, question for Bobby. Great you're going to DFW, but not sure I'll make it. You had alluded to coming to another Georgia show. You were just kind of talking about this. Any updates on that?
Yeah, so that's that show is called CanaCon. That is September 28th and 29th. As far as I know, I'm still attending that show. Nothing has changed. there yet. So still on my schedule.
Lou, thanks for the question. There's your answer, and hopefully you're still here. You know, got a lot of people in the chat, and I'm just trying to pick out questions as I can find them. Ramen Toy, thank you for the super chat, Ace. Very much. We will get Mask from Hasbro yesterday, Visionaries 2. Great work on Blowback figure, Bobby. Tried to find it here in China, but yet to see it available. Congrats on the new office, too.
Yeah, my well, one of my, I have 2 China vendors out there. One of them just got their shipment. The other one should be getting their shipment soon. So hopefully you see it popping up, but let me know if you don't.
Rad. Very cool. Ace, thank you for all you do. Thank you for the super chat. And if you can make your machina, whatever you want to call it, or get Mask, do it in 1/18 scale, I will buy it all. Yeah, I absolutely will. Thank you, Ace. Chris from Cutthroat sends a $10 super chat. Wow, thank you. Okay, this is my last question for tonight. Another question for Bobby. Of course, it's for Bobby. Why would it be for me? How do you come up with the great stories lore for your action figures for Action Force?
So I get a bottle of bourbon and a bag of mushrooms, and I just see where it takes me.
And now I'm demonetized.
Sorry, no. I'm sorry. No,
I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, I don't know. It's hard. It's kind of like, you know, like, how do you come up with designs of characters? I don't know. It's like, if something inspires me and then that turns into an idea and then that idea snowballs into something else and things like that, like, that's how that happens. You know, or, you know, you could, I just do what the Joe Bros think and I just copy G.I. Joe characters, you know, because, you know, so the funny thing about that is they all tell me that all like, oh, he ripped off this character, Pandora's Zarana. Yeah, because they look totally the same. The funny thing is what they don't acknowledge is how Ron Rudat, and I think Ron will even admit to this, and he's done it in interviews, ripped off other characters to create G.I. Joes. Look at the Dreadnoks. Are they not Mad Max characters? You
no.
It's just like, I just love when they're like, you know, they think that I'm like stealing like G.I. Joe characters when it's like, dude, the guy who created the characters stole the characters. And it's like, oh, Covert Ops Condor, who is not Chuckles, he is a James Bond homage.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fake Chuckles. Chuckles is a fake Chuckles because Chuckles was Magnum PI, you dummies. And then it's like you say that to them and they're like, let me go eat some Cheetos. Again, accountability, man. Accountability.
Put my fingers and send an angry message.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let me go on his tank and write 7 pages about this.
Yeah, I mean, regardless about Chuckles, people, oh well, Chuckles this and Chuckles that, and you know, that Condor is a ripoff of Chuckles. It's like, I've seen some issues of G.I. Joe where Snake Eyes dressed up just like that so he could go AWOL. Right? All the time. So whatever.
I just find it like you bring up Magnum PI and they're just like, huh? Yeah, go look at Magnum PI, you dumb fucks.
What's that?
Yeah. It's the character that Ron ripped off to create Chuckles, fucking idiot.
So you drove up the prices of Steel Brigade.
Mm-hmm.
Zazel drove up the prices of Sergeant Slaughter. Tony drove up the prices of Palatoy Action Force.
Yep.
And I don't think I moved the needle on 1/18 scale his tanks, but I tried. So, either way.
Yeah, it kind of sucks when you realize like you're responsible for that. Like legitimately, I can single-handedly say that I'm responsible for like the Steel Brigade problem. Because again, I have the world's largest collection of them.
You have a lot of them, yeah.
And it's just like I was buying everyone that came up. And it was like, if it was a ridiculous price, I wouldn't. But if it was within a certain range, but that range was pretty wide. And then forget it. If it was a file card, because I needed every file card, I would just buy. It got to the point where I remember starting file cards at $30-$40, getting to the point where I was spending like $125 for a file card.
Man.
I don't know what they are now. I haven't checked in a while, probably almost 2 years now. But I was like, wow, I single-handedly screwed that market up. Sorry, guys. So now it's like, I remember that first Joe Fest in that tiny, tiny hotel. There was a guy selling a gold head Steel Brigade, mint complete with a patch and a file card. And I remember I bought it for $600. Nowadays, I think the patch sells for $600. And I'm just like, whoa, like, that's crazy.
That's
you know? But yeah, it's like, hey, you know, when you want something, you want something. But it does. And I feel bad because it hurts other people. You know, again, it's just like, you know, what do you do? Also, it's just like, I just think that the Steel Brigades, they're not rare. They're super, super common. So it's like the price of them shouldn't be high, you know. And I kept telling everyone that the gold head was super common. The gold head was not rare. Version 1A was rare.
Yeah.
Gold heads you saw all over the place. It's just there's this false sense of what rare is. You want to talk about rare? I got a Dick Tracy blank in there. That thing is rare. That thing is rare. You don't see them come up that often. Carded vinyl Cape Jawas, rare.
Yeah.
You know, but it's weird. Like the vinyl Cape Jawa on its own, loose, pretty common. Pretty common. It's not, like, granted, like I think I spent $1,200 on mine. I shouldn't have spent that. Like that figure should be $300 to $400 at most because there's a lot of them out there. When something is rare, you see one on eBay once every 3 to 4 months. Go look at Dick Tracy blanks. There's a few being sold for upwards of over 5,000 or 3,000. They're going to sit there forever. That's not what that figure's worth. Find one that's 2,000 or around that area. One comes up once every 6 months. That's rare. But, you know, the market just makes these inflated prices, and it's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. And then it's kind of weird for you because you're the one buying up all the Steel Brigades. Like, for anybody who doesn't know, it's not like 20 Steel Brigades. Like, it's a ton of Steel Brigades. And you're like running in quicksand because you're buying them all up and you see the prices going up, but you want more. You're just like,
Yeah. I think I have like 197 of them or something. Yeah. File cards I have over 100 of. Patches are almost 100.
That's awesome.
It's pretty crazy.
You know, I got a Steel Brigade patch from somebody. It's cool. Yeah, it's no big deal. I mean, it's like a now Steel Brigade patch, but it's still rad and I like it.
There you go.
JD Stetson sends a $5 super chat and says, Bobby, Chad, great timing. My Vanguard order is rebought after refund confusion. Shout out for Blowback's hometown of Savageton, Wyoming, 30 miles from me.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
Nice. Awesome. You know how I come up with where someone's from? I literally just pull up a map and I just look on the map.
That's cool though.
I'm just like, let me look around. Oh, that town sounds cool.
Scroll, stop.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hog Snort, Arkansas. Done. Which is a real freaking town, by the way. Curb Stomp, thank you for the $5 super chat, my friend. And says, already pre-ordered a Stealth Vanguard, and I'm going to order the Desert Vanguard. And Bobby, you can take that to the bank.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Very cool. You know, I thought it was really cool that you sent an email to the very first person that ordered a Vanguard.
Yeah, you know, Ryan, he sent me, goes, was this legit? Is this real? I'm like, yeah, it was real. Listen, man, stuff like that is cool. Like stuff like that. If I can do that, like that shows you guys, like I'm in tune with what's happening, like what people are doing, what people are buying. So it's like something as cool as the Vanguard, like this is big. This is big for us, especially the first vehicle. Like this thing is a massive step. And of course, like I remember like going through the orders and I said, let me see who the first person was. And I said, you know what? I'm going to send him a message.
But you know, companies ran by collectors. It's like when you go into like a comics / collectible store, you can tell who are collectors that own those stores and who are not.
Yeah.
Like you can tell like who are the people maybe like, you know, they got it from their mommy and their daddy or something. And, you know, they're just running the business and they don't know shit, but you can sniff that out.
Yep.
And, I don't know, it's just my opinion. It's not because you and I are friends, but I think that's where a lot of the dissent with like that whole Hasbroing thing come from, because you see these people and they want to be brand loyalists, but they're loyalists to a brand that's ran by like committee and stockholders and like people with business degrees. And
Yep.
I think that's where a lot of the frustration, but it's more inward out frustration. Like, I wish my company was ran by toy collectors.
Yeah.
And it's not.
You know. And that's, it's like, and I think sometimes Hasbro gives that false sense of we're fans, fan first, this and that.
Fans come first.
When you guys watch those live streams and you see those two idiots on those streams and you're like, they're fans. It's like, okay.
No. Yeah.
He has a boss. That boss might be half a fan. Then he has a boss that's telling him what to do, and he is definitely not a fan. And then he has a boss that's telling him what to do, and he's nowhere near a fan. So you have all these people telling you orders down, 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 down. Do you think that the one person you think is a fan, you think that's who's running that brand? You think so? You're wrong. You're wrong. You think they care? They don't care. They don't give a shit.
Well, not only that, the majority of those bosses, they hate the freaking brand. They hate that IP. Well, yeah. it's a war toy. No, it's not. Yeah, it's military themed and whatever, but it's common knowledge that a lot of the higher ups, especially a lot of the longer standing people, like, do not like that IP.
Yeah. Well, dude,
you're going all the way back to like Bob Prupus. Like, we're talking like Operation Blastoff time frame, and they were like, it's the military. We don't want to.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you real quick, it's not even military. So when I was on the G.I. Joe brand, yes, trolls, I was on the brand, and I came up with 6-inch Joe first. So
hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
I remember the woman who was a senior VP who was making the decisions on if we were going forward with G.I. Joe or not.
Uh-huh.
She was a junior marketer on G.I. Joe when Rise of Cobra came out. And it did so poorly that she got burned on that brand. So she always had a bad taste for it. So this stupid woman let her personal feelings drive a brand into death. The reason why you guys didn't have any product from 2017 to 2020 was because somebody's feelings were hurt. If you think those are the kind of people that should be running a company, well, I don't want to be a part of that company.
Yeah.
So there, it's just like she was burned. She was burned, and she just thought there was this stigma. Not, no, you guys made a shit movie.
Right.
It was, no, G.I. Joe as a whole. You Hasbros don't want to believe it. You don't want to hear that stuff. You don't. Yeah. You want rainbows and flowers and snowflakes.
Yep.
But listen, this is what it is. And eventually, just wait, guys. Eventually, G.I. Joe is going to have years off. Just wait. Because when Lenny runs out of nostalgia characters to do, and they don't know how to create new characters, then you guys are going to be left with nothing. And then I'm going to swoop in and I'm going to steal a bunch of names again. So just wait.
Well, and that's the thing. People are like, yeah, but Classified's doing so well. And I'm like, well, if you think back to, 93, 94 time frame, 93, Joe's second biggest year ever. Like, and I don't mean like 82 up to 93. Yeah. I mean, ever.
Yeah.
From like 64 on, it was the second biggest year of that IP. They were already talking about shit canning a Real American Hero as they had their second largest year.
Yep.
And people are like, yeah, but Classified's doing so well. And I'm like, is it though? Is it like, comparatively speaking, is it? And just because it sells doesn't mean they won't kill it.
Well, yeah. I mean, perfect example. Okay, so you think it's doing well, but it's like you go to Target, there's a bunch of, Tiger Force Dusty's on there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, listen, I'm gonna point to an example. Of course, this is gonna make the Hasbro so upset. I can't wait. But I'm gonna use me as an example for this, not on purpose. Just it just happens to happen this way. I am a small company of one person, and I created all this, and I'm almost at 100 items. Almost. Classified is at 100 items. And that's a $1 billion company.
Yep.
So tell me again how good they're doing when a small one-person company is keeping up with them. Yeah. Tell me. Like, I want an answer. I want a legitimate answer on how that's possible.
Yeah, and then if you break it down even further, what's the percentage of that line that's exclusives? What's the percentage of that line that's like 8 Snake Eyes, 5 Roadblocks?
Yep.
You know, on and on and on and on. Like,
I mean, listen, I've done repaint second versions of character. That's fine, but it's like, yeah, you bring up a good point. Like, how many are exclusives? Yeah. You know, but
doing a Steel Brigade and then doing a Night Ops Steel Brigade, the Steel Brigade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like, it's totally different. I do have 2 things. One is funny in its attempt to, I think, be shitty. And then the other one is just kind of like really heartfelt and nice. So, Ali, I'm going to say Ali, going off that last name, buddy. I think this is supposed to say, why do both of your heads look like an egg? I think that's what that's supposed to say.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know if it's a joke.
I mean, mine's more round. Yours is more oval shaped, but again, not the kind of thing you want to tell bald guys.
I mean, I love being bald. So,
do you? I hate it.
Well, I accepted it, and at least my bald head doesn't look like gross, you know. So I'm good with it. So I don't know if this is supposed to be shit talking or funny, but there it is.
I don't know. You got
there it is. Right?
You got to clarify for us. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because we look smart, but we're just dumb. And then, to kind of wash the and the poor spelling. One-eyed biker, Chad, the hardest working man in YouTube. I really appreciate that, but I would argue that I'm not. Has quickly become my favorite toy YouTuber. Greatly appreciate that. Bobby, the hardest working man in toys, has long been my favorite toy maker. Coincidence?
Thank you. I mean, I will definitely stroke my ego on that one. Say, no one outworks me. Nobody. Like, I'm here and I'm working. I'm not, I have an arcade machine and darts and this and that. I never play anything. I'm working. I come here, I work the second I'm in this door. At night, put the kids to bed, kiss my wife goodbye, say I'm going back to the office. It's like, no, I work. But you have to, like, I look at other small indie companies of one person, and I see they don't touch me. I'm not saying that like an asshole. I'm saying that as a fact. They don't touch me. And I wonder, like, why don't they have it? And then I see indie companies of multiple people who have been around for a long time.
Yeah.
That I look in my rearview mirror and I don't even see them. So it's just like, you've been around so long. Like, what, like, it's not hard. Like, it's hard. It's hard to maintain. It's hard to do. This is a hard job. Don't get into the toy industry. It's hard work. But it's also not hard knowing what to do. It's hard doing it. It's not hard knowing what to do.
Right.
So I just don't understand when I see these guys. I'm like, why aren't you doing better? Like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? But it's also like, I'm just doing. Also, like, there was no guide. I didn't have a guidebook. I didn't take this Bible and say, I followed the instructions.
Yeah.
I just said, oh, we're running really fast. Okay, let's run really fast. And I just ran. Yeah. And I said, well, we'll figure it out on the way.
I don't know how the juice is made. I just like stuff. So, that's where I'm at. So I just like stuff. So. Duck Collector, Bobby, I love the office tour.
Thanks, man. I love it here too. It's a cool place.
Yeah, it's a nice looking office.
It's a cool place.
It's pronounced Teague, but Balake is fine.
Actually,
Bobby's the one who called Teague. I just I'm horrible. I'm so
Teague,
sorry.
change your name to Teague Viper, aka Balaki.
I'm sorry. The running joke is that if I can't pronounce somebody's name, I call them like Balake or Jaqueline, you know, the whole Key and Peele thing.
So Teague orders a lot of Action Force. I've seen his name on orders a lot. Please, next time you place an order,
Balake.
Just put Balake Pfeiffer, please. Just please.
Balake. And y'all be saying some silly ass shit. V Conley's here. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for making it here. And then I start a bunch of shit. Okay. Lou, Bobby, any chance of a hooded evil leader? Or would that be over the line? I told you last time we hung out, you need to do a freaking hooded character.
I think I might have to just to be an asshole.
Just to show that you can do it.
Just to show I can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, because, listen.
You know, some people say, well, you can't do that.
I mean, I guess. Who's going to tell me I can't?
Nobody.
Exactly.
I'm sure Lorenzo Di Bonaventura isn't going to bust into your office.
Yeah, right.
Oh, actually, you know what kind of hood that is, actually.
You know what? I think we'll have to put a secret head in, like, Head Pack Bravo.
Speaking of which, I started a question about a Head Pack head. Here's one. Bobby, will you ever sell a Steel Brigade gear set that's not the heavy gear set for customs?
I do have Steel Brigade gear sets planned, so more will come, and there will be more versions of Steel Brigades on new bodies. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you own the name, you know I'm gonna do it, so why not?
This is what I was thinking about. Michael Demers. Bobby, will the next Head Pack, speaking's hard today, have other existing characters with ball caps? Let me hear it.
Maybe.
Yeah. Ball caps, maybe. There you go, Michael. Yeah. And then Mikey says you should call it Headshots Part 2.
That's a good one.
Well, that's what I called this stream. Yeah.
Headshots
Part 2. Another question from Mikey. But Bobby, will you ever do a quote playset so everyone can quote world build? LOL.
I've talked about playsets. Playsets are tough because one, price and size. But Super 7 did Thundercats Lair. Okay.
Yeah, for a shitload of money.
Yeah, for a shitload of money, and they did an existing playset. Like, yeah. I would be creating something from scratch. I haven't introduced an iconic like base yet, so that's a problem. Also, like when you think about when we were kids and playsets came out, playsets had a lot of play features.
Yeah.
So if I were to do a playset, I wouldn't just want it to be something that you just stand your figures on. I'd want it to almost have play value. So, but it's like, do collectors care about play value? Like, I want to do spring-loaded rocket launchers. Will do collectors care about that? I don't know. So it's just it's a tough thing. It's, you know, there's not enough like research out there to be able to gauge if it's doable. It's something I'm looking into. It's just I don't think I have all the answers yet.
I like that answer. And then there's kind of a follow-on. I have a lot of shit started, and there's a bunch of super chats.
Good, because we have to go over 9 o'clock anyway. So, you know,
looks like we're gonna
suck it, Ryan. That's what you get for calling me your bitch. I'm gonna make you pay for that, like I made Joe Fest pay for what they're paying for.
Yeah. Fortress Madamus. Hey, Bobby. Any plans for mini dioramas, ammo crates, sandbags, bivouac, machine gun nest, watchtower, bunker, etc., etc.?
Yep, I've talked about this before. I think if I do play sets, I want to do things almost like the bivouac, checkpoint alpha, that sort of stuff. I think those small play sets, there was something, they had a lot of character to them. They were cool, man.
Yeah, the battlefield accessories are great.
So it's just like, what is the modern day bivouac. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, because we don't even have shelter halves anymore. So
yeah.
You would be disgusted and shocked if you saw a lot of, I don't want to call it field operations because it's not real army field operations. It's like when all the pogues go to the field. These fools, they take cots, they set up cots, and then they have little personal tents and they put them on top of the cots. And they sleep on a cot in a tent. And I'm like, you should have joined a different branch.
Wow.
It's absurd. And then every time we would go to like the BSB, which is the Brigade Support Battalion, when we would go to the BSB's area to like refuel our trucks and get ammo and whatever, they have like these freaking like Taj Mahooch like hobo camps just everywhere, and I'm like, you're gonna get fucking mortared. You're gonna get mortared, and you're all gonna die because it's just like bright pink and the craziest colored shit. Like, and I'm like, no concealment, nothing.
You're gonna get mortared.
It's so bad. It's so bad. We came back from. We went out to do a patrol. I know I'm going to go off for a second. We went out to do a patrol, and whenever anyone gets IED'd, they shut routes down, right? A convoy had gotten IED'd. They shut down the routes. We got stuck at this OP ran by Fijians, and all they eat is curry fish heads. That's not all they eat, but that's what they were eating while we were there. And we got stuck there for days. One, like, it was like Gilligan's Island. Like, we went on a 3-hour tour and we were stuck there for days. We finally came back and we're rolling in and we're like, nobody has smokes, nobody has dip, nobody has monsters, and everybody's just like that infantry angry. And we roll in and these fools start crossing in front of us while we're just trying to get to the fuel point because they had to go from their air-conditioned hooch to the snow cones on the other side. And I was like, I looked over at my driver and I was like, just fucking hit him. Just fucking hit him.
Snow cones for real?
So we called it FOB snow cone. And every time, like, we would go there at night, we would take an MRE box and write FOB snow cone on it. And we would like mount it on one of their like little hooches. And then their sergeant major got all pissed. Like we had it out with the pogues. Anyway, mini dioramas.
That's so sad. Can't believe it's come to that.
No
wonder military numbers are down.
They get comfortable and they get complacent, and it sucks. But 21 Jathal, please tell me I said that correctly. God, I hope I did. What about a character that has a robot dog?
That doesn't sound fun.
Thank you for the super chat.
I've seen that robot dog. That thing's weird looking, man. You know what they should do? They should start making like the bots, like the IED bots. Those robot dogs, I think, would be a lot funnier.
Yeah, and like SWAT teams have them too, and they
and I think it would be cool if the bot like dropped its head, like it was sniffing, like mimic a real dog. Like if you're gonna go all the way.
Yeah, because it has that camera. Yeah, like the dog's head. Those are cool. I was watching some show. And a dude barricaded himself in a hotel room, and the SWAT team sent their little robo dog, and he like throws open the door and he drags it into his room. I was like, why would you do that? Now they can see and hear everything you're doing, you dummy. It was still funny though. Rasta Fabian asks a very serious question from the bottom of my heart, Mr. Vala. What about Megaforce? Don't do that. Don't shake your head that way.
Do you guys know how much tooling is? It's a lot of money.
And Megaforce it's like Mask. Yeah, you got characters, but if you don't have like the Delta Mark IV and all that stuff, it's not Megaforce.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure. So it was still a cool question, and I put it up there. Thank you, Rasta Fabian.
I think about it all the time, like if I can get the company big enough to the point where like I have fuck you money to like just throw into a
you got Elon Musk money.
I want to like get fuck you money to the point where I could do a line that I know for sure will not sell, but it's more like a special thing to me. I want to get to that point because I think about Clash of the Titans all the time.
I was just gonna say Clash of the Titans,
and I'm like,
you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do a Kraken. Fuck it, it's gonna be like
dude, I think about the line all the time. Like, if I could get the license to do Clash of the Titans, I know, like, I could. The characters, no one owns them, but I would want to do them like the movie.
Right.
If I could do it, it wouldn't sell. In no way it would sell. But I would want to go all out, and I want to do the Kraken,
Medusa, and the fucking Stygian witches.
Yeah. It's like, that's the one line I want to invest a shit ton of money in and know that it won't sell.
I love that Clash of the Titans. It's so freaking good.
Amazing. So good. I watch it every year. It's so good.
It's a killer movie.
Yep.
Mr. Wonderful, thank you, good sir, with a $5 super chat. Hey, Bobby, love the new office and congrats. I may have missed this, but do we have more comics coming for the lore of Action Force? I really want to see more.
So
we did discuss this before.
So I don't know how much I can say yet. There will be huge things on the horizon for Action Force content. I'm not saying just comics. I'm saying content.
The other thing.
I'm saying content in general. Like, some things are in place. Maybe some people are coming on board, and I can get back to designing, and professionals can get back to doing what they do, and more content for Action Force is going to be created.
So that's a maybe plus.
Maybe.
Look, man.
You said it.
Well, no, I did. I know. I don't want to say the word because I don't want to get in trouble. But I mean, whatever. This is my house. I know that the word animation has been thrown around.
Of course, it has.
Yeah,
and I've been the first one to say it. Action Force needs animation. Granted, we had a call about the movie today. Financing is looking really good, but I'm like, to me, it's like, yeah, the movie's great, but I think more of the story could be told with animation. So it's like, that's why that's important to me.
Right. Anyway, rad stuff on the horizon. Thank you, Mr. Wonderful, for the super chat. And you got an answer plus out of that one.
There you go.
Life Rants Antonio, good to see you, buddy. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Valaverse in Dallas, just heard. Let's go.
Yeah, baby.
Well, a bunch of us that know this fucking guy just found out at the same time as everybody else. So
I love how there's so many people that get mad like they didn't know. Like,
I didn't get mad. I just sent it to Ryan and I was like, bro,
is this real? He said, is this real?
Yeah, he asked me if that's real. I was like, it looks real to me.
I'm not going to tell Ryan anything.
Just
so that everything is news to him.
I mean, a show with a good reputation isn't just going to drop something like that. Like, yeah, especially with somebody like you, because you would be like, what the fuck? Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. But yes, Life Rants Antonio, thank you for the $2 super chat. And we're all going to Dallas. I was going anyway, but I'm, you and I were talking about it. I'm even more fucking jazzed for it now. Even more
excited.
Matt O'Brien. Thank you for the $10 super chat, Matt. That rhymed. Didn't mean to. Happy Wednesday to two of my favorite bald streamers. Thank you. I'm looking forward to Wave 5 with the new characters being introduced to Action Force. I would love to see more individual characters in the line, good and bad. Maybe.
More are coming.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's some rad character designs coming. D Freedom 30. Thank you for the $5 super chat. And oh, yeah. See that. See it right there. Hi, Bobby. Fuck you, Chad. That's cool. I'm just kidding, dude. Great chatting with you at PowerCon. I loved part 1 of the new headquarters tour. That see, you say Roz, I say Ra's al Ghul. Whatever. Piece by Tim Sale is gorgeous. Yeah, that thing was impressive.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like you thought when the movie came out, because for years I always knew, like, wondered what the correct way to say it was, because you never knew.
Yeah,
Then
and
all of a
in the
sudden,
animated series, they say Ra's al Ghul, and then
yeah,
Ra's
and
al Ghul.
movie comes out, you're like, ooh, we'll finally know. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, if they say it that way, then that's the way you say it. But I'm pretty sure, I think Denny O'Neil, who created Ra's al Ghul or Ra's al Ghul, I think he says it Raish. I think in interviews. I'll have to confirm that, but he was always Ra's al Ghul to me. I mean,
Yeah, and that's
tomato.
it is a tomato thing. Yeah, like I say coffee, so I mean whatever. You know, say coffee. But I just I'm such a huge nut for the Denny stuff, you know, the animated series, and they just Ra's al Ghul, so that's just kind of I've said it like that since the early 90s, so it's not like a protest or anything, but yeah, that piece of art is freaking awesome. Dude, and when the camera panned over, I was like, was that Ra's al Ghul? And then it came
and dude, like seeing it in, like, you got to see it in person. Like, you have to come here just to see that piece alone. Again, I said, if this place was burning down, I'd run and I'd grab that. It is now, you know, it's like, yes, I have the Neil Adams one. Yeah, I have the Carmen Infantino Batman or the Michael Turner page, but it's like there's more of those out there. That's the only time that he has ever drawn that character.
Yeah, you said that. Like, even though he's drawn like the Rogues Gallery,
exactly, one of the definitive Batman artists, and he's never drawn that character ever, like ever. That's why that thing is so meaningful to me. Like,
yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. I have to give you a confession of the day. When you were talking about like figures and this, that, and it was showing all your cases and like that fucking awesome superpowers display, and you were talking about like, and I like these and that and this, and it panned real quick past some shelf, and you had a Terminator, the T-800 figure on it.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought for a second it was this.
Oh,
G.I. Joe Extreme, and I was like, wait, I gotta back that up. Was that a fucking G.I. Joe Extreme? And
nope. Get that shit out of here.
But, you know, because he has the 40mm grenade belt, and this guy kind of does too. I was like, dude, is that an Extreme? No, it wasn't.
Nope.
It wasn't. I was like, oh, okay, good for you.
G.I. Joe doesn't exist from 95 to 2006 in my head.
There you go.
Doesn't exist. No product was put out. Nothing was done. It lay dormant until 25th anniversary.
I do have some stuff that I really like the Cobra ring neck. There's a couple. Pieces. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. None of it. Nope. No.
Well, I mean, at least you didn't hey man me. Robert Diaz sends a $2 super chat. Does Bobby own an Error C3PO boner card number 207?
You bet your ass I do. I have the boner card, I have the corrected version, and then I have the other version of the corrected version. And then I have like a fake one that they made of the boner version that was not available on the orange card. But yes, I have the real boner version. How could you not? It's the fucking C3PO boner card, which I think is hilarious. It's like, that's what they made a big deal out of.
Not have a boner card.
Yeah, that's what they made a big deal out of. And it's like, again, it's something that there's probably tons of in the world that everyone thinks is rarer than it is.
It's like Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander. Like, I'm starting to get beef with that shit. Like, oh, look, it's a Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander. Like, man, fuck off with that.
Fuck off with that.
It just bugs me. Like, look, we're such fans. We know what Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander is. Like, okay, cool. Just show me your nerd card.
Well, it's like, you know what an error is. Okay, well, it's not like that was supposed to be the real version. It's like
now it was a mistake.
Yeah, it was a mistake. It was 100% a mistake. And it's like, okay, like, yes, I have one, but it's just like, yeah, again, it's like the things people go nuts about. It's like why?
Yeah. Why? Yeah. And I get, okay, Blue Snaggletooth, Sears exclusive. Sure, we all understand. But when they come out with Snaggletooth now, they're not like, whoa, look, it's Blue Snaggletooth. No.
Yeah.
But they got to do it with Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander. Like, it's like that Steve Buscemi meme where he's got the skateboard and he's like, "Hey, fellow kids," you know, like you just I want to see somebody do a meme of Steve Buscemi with the Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander that says, "Hey, fellow collectors," you know, like just quit.
Yeah. I mean, I would have liked to have seen them do. Now, granted, they're probably going to release that Cobra Commander with the regular version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
But it's like, I don't know. To me, there wasn't really a need to do the Mickey Mouse version. It's also kind of like how quickly they released Pimp Daddy Destro. It's like, if anything, Goldhead was a way cooler figure in his pirate gear than like that. It's like, Pimp Daddy, really? What do you want to show that you're going deep? It's like
that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you ask Brian Flynn what it's like to do deep cuts? Ask Brian Flynn if deep
Call Brian on the phone.
Hey Brian, do deep cuts make money? Nope. They do not.
Yeah, I saw the profit director and I was like, really? Like this is the visual language of this line?
Yeah.
Like you're just scatter shot and then like here's this fucking weird ass Destro.
Yeah.
That was like an immediate recall anyway. But again, to me, it's that stuff that whiffs of like try hard. Like, no. We know G.I. Joe.
I know, right? If you don't know what Pimp Daddy Destro is, like, okay.
And I mean, fine, that's all well and good because half their fans don't even know who these characters are because Glenda.
Right, you
don't know who that is?
You read my mind.
Yeah.
Joe Bros got exposed when Glenda came out. They were like,
not just Glenda. When they announced the vamp and people are like, well, how big is that? It's like, you don't have an original vamp and a 3 3/4 figure to see like what the scale of like a Lamborghini Cheetah is. And what's an SMS? And I'm like, oh my fucking God.
That's like when I see the comments about, well, the vamp's only $100. This thing's overpriced. It's like,
it's like this big.
Let me tell you something. I can't wait. I'm going to ruin people's day. I'm going to sit and wait like an alligator and just wait and wait and wait. And the second that vamp comes out, I'm going to buy one and I'm going to take a picture of that tiny little shit next to a Vanguard. Because then I took a picture of the Vanguard next to a Hiss and people lost their mind. Well, the Vanguard's too big. Or the Hiss is too small. Or maybe they're the same size. Or the Vanguard's just an awesome offering. Or go fuck yourself. I can't wait.
I put that in the slideshow just so we could talk shit about that.
I can't wait. The idiots. Well, that's $100 and it comes with a figure. Okay. It's a 2-seater little Jeep. The wheels don't turn. It doesn't have this. It doesn't have that. Okay, listen, it's cool, man. Yeah. Keep riding that vamp. Keep riding that vamp all the way. I'm going to make you look like a fucking idiot. So keep coming. Keep coming with your vamp comments.
No cap means no lie.
Keep coming with the vamp comments. You're buying my Vanguard anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
No cap means no lie.
Oh, gotcha.
That's
what's up new every day.
Yeah. Anyway, so V Conley sends a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. He and his wife sent me an amazing, lovely like gift box full of Christmas presents, which was really cool. And we crushed all those cookies that night, by the way. Question for Bob.
I didn't get one.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is there a way for us to get more Steel Brigade dossiers to print?
Good question. I know that when we redid the site, moved it to the new platform, obviously we got rid of Series 1 because it's all sold out, and that's where the Steel Brigade dossier lived. I will try to get that added to the new site and see if that's something we can do. Yeah, we'll see.
Cool. Well, thank you for the super chat, V Conley, and again, thank you for the cookies because they were freaking awesome. We talked about Ra's al Ghul. Oh, speaking of which, JC's, I would like to have a clean blowback sculpt. Man, that was hard to say. Hopefully, yet another version will come out. Black Ops Strike Team, maybe Night Ops.
You mean clean version like his face? Because like we did the first version. Now, what we didn't offer is the eye closed head clean. Maybe head pack alpha or bravo. So
Maybe.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Love it. There you go, JC's. Sorry it took me a while to get to that. Media Clash. Bobby, I was strictly a Transformers collector, and the Swarm got me into Action Force, and Chad got me into 1/18 scale. Boom.
Awesome.
I thank you, but my bank account not so much.
Listen, it'll replenish itself. Don't worry.
Yeah. That's cool though. That's very
Thanks,
awesome.
man.
Raw Talk Real Deal. Bobby, do you have a concern that G.I. Joe peg warming and late stocking at Walmart would be a cause for alarm once Action Force gets some peg space?
Nope.
No.
That's it. Listen, that sounds like a them problem.
Yeah.
And not a me problem.
Yeah. This is an A and B. This is an A and B conversation.
Listen, what's peg warming? Tiger Force Flint, Tiger Force Dusty,
Retro,
I see the Vipra. So it's like, yeah, I see the retro cardeds at Walmart. It's like, maybe pick and choose your items a little better. Who was asking for Vipra? One. It's like, listen, don't get me wrong. I love Tiger Force. Sometimes you maybe don't go that route. Maybe when it's teasing, you say, hey, come over here. But like, don't take that candy.
And Vipra was just another way to reuse that friggin' Akiko body.
Yeah. And it's just like, and then I'm also seeing all that Python Patrol garbage. Like, I know.
And half of them are like syphilis piss green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. You want to reuse that trouble bubble tooling. You want to make sure, like, hey, and I get it because I've been there when I talk to marketers and engineers and we're like, wait a second, you want to spend how much on this? Well, when are you going to reuse it? And you're like, well, next year, though. Oh, you can't use that next year. You got to find a use for that tooling this year so we can make a use out of it. It's like, okay, I get it. I've been there. So I know what they're doing. It's just it's not a great idea.
You're like, calm down, Mission Brazil. It's okay.
Right.
Get to
right.
It.
Tell me that. Listen, you want to do a deep cut, come out Mission Brazil, and I'll put a cassette tape in there. Dude, listen, I want Listen and Fun Tripwire.
Yes.
Listen and Fun Tripwire. Listen, I'm gonna praise G.I. Joe.
I made a meme about that like 2 years ago of Listen and Fun Tripwire, and I put a classified logo on it. Somebody's like, is that real? I was like, no, dude, it's a fucking joke. Jesus. But this is a serious question. Jay Woods wants to know, are we going to get an Action Force Vespa or what?
If you know anything, you would know that I already did a Vespa. It came with the Deadpool. I did the Vespa. And that Vespa had a dog on the back of it. You're welcome.
There you go. There's your answer.
Maybe Hasbro let me use that tooling.
Yeah, call him up. Call up your buddy. Ask him. Robert's Infinite Realms, Mr. I Got Hands himself. Salty Joe Bro tears are vindication for so many years of BS we've all endured over the decades.
Yep. I mean, listen, they think that like, I'm not stopping. Like, what do you think is happening? I get it. I get it. You want to bitch, you want to moan, you want to feel special, you want attention. Okay, but what are you doing? Like, okay, besides that, okay, you're like a gnat at a barbecue. All right, well, I'm going to swat you away, but you're not ruining my day.
Yeah.
I'm still going to drink my beers. I'm going to eat my hamburger. Like, eventually, like, your lifespan is going to die out because you won't live as long. So to me, it's like, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Okay, well, yeah, and I'm over here making money. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Like, I get it. You're having fun. It's how I express myself. So, okay, well, what is that doing for you? Are you making money off of it? Is it bettering your life? Are you excelling in a skill? Are you doing something?
Did you get your YouTube channel shut down?
Yeah. Did you have to shut down a YouTube channel? Did a forum get taken down? Did 2,000 pages of wasted time disappear like that? Like, what are you accomplishing? Obviously, that His Tank forum showed it perfectly. It took 3 years or 3.5 years of people's wasted time and threw it away.
Yep.
And said, what are you going to do now? What do you have to show for it? That time that you spent bitching and moaning and having your little circle jerk of let's hate Bobby time, what did that do for you?
Yeah.
Did it amount to anything? It amounted to zero because it's gone. You can't put that on a wall and say, look, of those 2,000 pages, I was on 1,800 of them. I have no life. Wait, what 18 pages? I don't see anything. There's nothing there anymore.
It exists only in my memory, right?
Yeah, so it's just like I get it. Like,
Gandalf the Grey.
I get it. You can hate. Listen, I hate on people. People hate on me. It's fine. But it's like when you devote like the absurd amount of time, like dude, there are dudes that devote their whole entire social media platform to posts about me.
Yeah, I saw it.
And I have yet to ever acknowledge them. What are you getting out of that? Your life sucks, dude. Let me tell you something. If I woke up and I was a troll that just devoted my time to hating one particular person, I would fucking, I don't want to get monetized, but your life sucks, dude. Your life sucks. It absolutely sucks. I'm sitting here with a smile on my face saying your life sucks. But it's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. Like people are like, well, you don't like Marvel Legends, you're a fucking hater. And I'm like,
yeah,
because I'm really loving on this 100% complete Death Star I just put together. Like,
right?
I don't care what you like. Just shut up. Like,
you're not ruining my business. You're not ending my line. Okay, maybe cause an annoyance for about 30 seconds. Okay, big fucking deal.
Yeah.
But that's about all you've accomplished. Other than that, you don't accomplish anything. You're useless. But I don't want you to stop. I want you to keep being useless because I think it's funny to know that your life sucks. So I'm getting enjoyment out of your life sucking.
Some of it's free promotion too.
Thanks, man. Exactly. It's free promotion.
Yeah.
It's free promotion. They don't know
that's what I said. Some guy was like talking tons of crap about me in YouTube videos and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, it's free promotion. So whatever.
Right? Hey, what's this Chad thing? I'm gonna check that out.
Who's this? It's Chad guy. Oh, he likes dollies. Zazel says there's less likes than there are viewers. Let's fix that. Yeah, please, if you would. That would be cool. Bobby and I would appreciate it. Thank you, Zazel. And then Michael Demmer says, I received my Series 4 order today, and it's just awesome. Keep it up.
Yeah, man. I'm glad that people are getting like their orders now.
Yeah.
We sent out a shit ton of them.
Yeah, and like all your supply chain stuff is like, man, your stuff is just moving now.
Yeah.
Because, I remember back in the day where you were like, the boat's somewhere.
The boat's somewhere. I mean, yeah. I mean, that Series 1 hump was a hump, man.
Yeah.
It was a hump.
Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing? Sorry, my cat's like freaking out on my leg. Not like that. Raw Talk Real Deal. Bobby, do you have a...
You read that one.
I did. I'm sorry. I like this one. Brian King. Straight to the point. Just want to say thank you for action.
No, Brian. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So, like that. I had to star that one. It's just, it's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Just there you go.
There you go.
And Darkest Cloister has coined the term Chad's Corner. Yeah, I like that. Just Jeff asking a very serious question. Bobby, is the vehicle a lime green motorcycle that turns into a helicopter? If not, maybe a red sports car with gull-wing doors and turns into a jet fighter.
I mean, if we did the green motorcycle, we can have it come with Condor, right?
Ooh.
Look at
I
that.
see what you did there.
Look at that.
His bike is called Condor. Yep.
Look at that.
So that's not a maybe.
No, it's not maybe.
Jason, is there a Heckler and Koch 416 in the weapons lineup?
Not yet.
Not yet. I would like to see some different scopes too. Optics, actually, thank you.
optics.
I think there was a teaser on some, though, wasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm definitely exploring with Mark doing different optics on things. It's kind of one of those things where, you know, we could do the same version of a gun with multiple different optics, but to me, that's a little boring. So I'd like to do a more variety of firearms and rifles, you know, and then figure out what optics we're going to put on it. I toyed around with the idea of doing modular, but it never looks right. You know, there's tolerances and wall thicknesses and pegs and things like that.
Yep.
It works we're doing it with suppressors and magazines and stuff, but when you get into the small things like the optics, I think there's a little bit of a disconnect there. You know, they fall off easy and things like that. So we're just gonna keep, you know, being the leader in 1/12 scale weapons, and you know, we've got a ton more coming. Mark just did a new batch of weapons that I'm really looking forward to. So it's exciting.
Do you have a fucked up shotgun though? That's what I want.
You mean one that shoots sideways? Or one that, yeah, as a break valve and a pump? Yeah. Yeah. I should do that just to troll people.
All right, so this is what you do. Make a hooded evil figure. Give him that fucked up shotgun. That's what you should do.
That would be gold. I'm working on it right
good.
now. Oh.
Yeah.
And
give him a beret.
Give him a beret.
Yeah. Jeff W. $5 super chat. Thank you, Jeff. Says, and Bobby gave us weapons and gear packs. The weapons tin, what a value. Head packs, troop builders, new unique characters, plus comics and a novel.
That tin, let me tell you something. That tin had a lot of weapons in it.
Yeah.
A lot of
Thank you, Jeff, for the super chat. And that's all 100% accurate. Verified. Yep. Verified. Not Top Goon sends a $5 super chat. Thank you, buddy. If we just frame our request to Bobby as bet you can't make that, he'll do it out of spite, and that item just blows expectations out of the water.
Probably.
So look forward to your hooded bad guy with the fucked up shotgun.
Oh, I guess I gotta make it now.
Make sure it's bent too, like this, like just all messed up.
I guess I gotta make it.
Dude, so many people, after you and I discussed it, and you guys discussed it on 3POA, which is already 17 minutes into a show. So many people keep saying, like, well, actually, they have to be soft like that. It's like, no, they don't.
I love when the excuses they have to make for things. Like, no, they don't, because I did ABS weapons on some Marvel Legends. So no, it doesn't have to be like that. I love it. I love the apologists. I love the excuses. Keep them coming.
Especially when they try to say that there's some made up regulation that says weapons have to be gummy and fucked up and like accessories won't peg into back holes. It's like, well, then explain like wave 1 and 2.
Right.
And then it's just crickets. And they're like, I'm going to search for some bullshit excuse. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, Not Top Goon, you're absolutely correct. Just put Bobby, I bet you won't make this. And he'll do it.
Bet you I will.
Bet you I will. Our good friend Jeremy Jernigan, good to see you, Ghost Daddy, sends a $2 super chat and says, Ranger graves are much more comfortable. Yeah, they are. And they keep you out of the fucking wind. So, yep. JG Peak 26 sends a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Any plans for more factions? That's a good question.
So I don't know if it's going to be series 6 or 7. I have a new faction coming. That's fucking awesome. Like, when you see it, you're going to be like, holy shit, didn't see that one coming, and I need it.
Space Force?
So, what'd you say?
Space Force?
Space Force, yep. Why you got to ruin the surprise?
Oh, shit, I'm sorry.
We'll
just edit that out.
Just wait, man. Just wait.
So you said 6 or 7?
6 or 7, yeah.
All right. There you go, JG Peak. Thank you for the super chat, and there's your answer. Hey, you are like, you have the whole anticipation thing just down. I gotta hand that to you. You're good with the anticipation,
which is weird because I hate anticipation. I hate it. I hate it. I have really bad anxieties like when I anticipate something. So it's like it's funny that like I can deliver it so well. I mean, maybe because I hate it so much, but
I'm just saying it's a good skill to have, especially like when you got a line that just has that momentum. Because I mean, you could just like blow it now, and then people would be like, "Yeah, we knew it was coming."
I could,
yeah,
I could.
Andrew Sabina sends a $10 super chat. Thank you, Andrew, and says, "After that story, I need the Action Force infantry angry fog hazing." Yeah, absolutely. Make sure there's like a snow cone and like a whole bunch of other like pogey bait dumb shit. But thank you for the super chat, man. I'm sorry I was a little behind on answering that. Gonzo, $5 super chat. Thank you, Gonzo. It says Valaverse 316 says Bobby Vala just whooped Hasbro's ass. Give Bobby in chat a
hell yeah.
Hell yeah. P.S. Bald is a way of life. Damn straight. Thank you, Gonzo. That's a hell of a super chat right there.
So
I'm just gonna take that in for a second.
I'm trolling Ryan on his stream right now.
Oh fuck.
It's really funny.
He's gonna come in the chat. He's gonna stop browbeating me.
It's gonna be great.
Chris from Cutthroat sends another super chat. Thank you, Chris. No, you already asked that. No, no, you did. Bobby, maybe Action Force can have a quote. Nah, yeah. Already, okay. There you go. He said, look, maybe. Fucking maybe.
Nah, no.
No, look at me. Thank you, Chris. There you go. Drew G. What's up, Drew? Good to see you. Drew has nice hair, and I freaking hate him for it.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
He really does. Drew has hair like my old supply NCO. He has this like beautiful, thick, dark head of hair with like just a couple of like those distinguished grays, you know?
Mm.
And I would always look at him. I'd be like, Josh, I love you, man, but I fucking hate you because you have beautiful hair. And he's always like, oh, I got to go get a haircut. It sucks. And I'm like, get bent with that.
Right.
Bullshit. Oh, I got to go get
I have such hair envy.
Yeah.
So
I envy like Drew's hair, Ryan's hair.
Yeah.
I look okay bald, but I would like to have the hair that I used to have.
I agree.
So yes.
I was like, next time we see them in person, we can make it really uncomfortable for them. And when we see them, just run our hands through their hair, just like really creepy, really, really creepy.
Jernigan's got a nice head of hair too. Bobby, are you ever going to add Laser Pants to Action Force? Laser Pants and his Pants Brigade, but they don't shoot lasers; they shoot potato guns.
Really?
I guess that's a no.
That's a hard no. I'm sorry you wasted $5 on that, Drew.
I'm just saying. Ryan, me, Jeremy, Kato, Ninja, and the Ma'am are all in Action Farce.
You know,
we did get immortalized.
I could do a whole wave of Action Farce.
You could. You could.
I could.
And you could probably kit bash most of that.
Probably. Yeah. Couple new heads.
Did you see that that picture on the 3POA Facebook group where somebody reenacted that cover with figures?
Oh, did they really?
You got to see it.
Look for that.
Yeah. And the Ma'am, it's that whatever Black Widow's sister's name is, Yelena. Right? It's I don't remember the buck for the body, but it's one of yours, but it's the Black Widow's sister's head.
Okay.
The Ma'am. I don't know who they used for me, but it looks dead on. They did a good job, whoever it was. But Drew, the answer is fuck no.
Fuck no.
Love you and miss you. I don't think Drew's going to come to DFW because, you know, what's funny is all those Georgia people are like, oh, it's too far. It's too far.
Damn it, Drew.
Right. So like when Master Son and I and all the other people who drive from like the West Coast or, you know, Texas or me in the fucking middle of nowhere, New Mexico, we all drive to Georgia and it's great. But you ask the Georgia people to drive and they're like, no.
I drove from Rhode Island. Shit was 19 hours. You can drive. Listen, come to DFW. We'll talk some Robin Hood. I dropped some knowledge, or I shouldn't say knowledge. It's something I found out today that I dropped on Drew earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And I also dropped it on Michael French because we're like the 3 guys that actually like, the Kenner Robin Hood line.
You are the 3. Yes, you're the only 3.
And like, it was, I'm telling you, mind blowing. Yeah.
Okay.
So apparently, not that people care, but I'm going to go off on a tangent here. I'm going to take
like to hear it.
show. Will Scarlet was supposed to die in Prince of Thieves. I was going through the trading cards today. Don't know why I was going through the trading cards, but I was going through the trading cards. And there was a card of Will Scarlet that said a hero's death. And you turn the card over and it says the Sheriff of Nottingham cut down Will Scarlet. And I'm like, when the fuck did that happen?
That's got to be an Act 3 thing, yeah.
I sent it to Michael. I'm like, dude, did you know about this? He didn't know. So I immediately sent it to Drew. I'm like, dude, did you know about this? And none of us knew about it. Obviously, Topps knew something that we didn't.
Right, and you just randomly find it as you're shuffling through trading 100%.
Cards? 100%. Yep. I was like,
awesome.
What a weird thing to find.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thanks for the super chat, Drew. Sorry, your answer is no. B. Conley sends another freaking super chat. Thank you. Bobby, your Buckeye chocolates will be made.
You are the second person that talked about Buckeye balls to me today. And I'm like, did I recently talk about that? I'm pretty sure I talked about it like months ago. And now literally the second person that brought it up. Someone else messaged me today and said, my wife just made a bunch of these. And I'm like, whoa. Now you're talking about Buckeye balls? Holy shit. Well, someone better be sending me some care packages.
Well, there you go. Thank you, V. Conley, for the super chat and for the good news for the Buckeye chocolates. Here you go. Ace from Ramen. Thank you for another super chat. I don't mind having an Asian ace added to Action Force 2. I was an armored officer while in Singapore, operating in command at M113.
We'll see what we can do.
Nice.
See what we can do.
113s. Yeah, those things are ungainy. JG Peak 26 sends another super chat. Thank you very much. And says, given her popularity, might we get a redeco of Pandora like Warpath Eclipse?
Maybe. You ruined it, man.
I'm sorry, I can't. All right, hold on. Here we go.
Listen, man.
Press F to pair of specs.
Tell you,
that's a mirror to him.
If you thought of it, you can probably guarantee I already have it in the works.
Listen,
she
man.
She is my favorite character. She is my favorite. So I think you're going to be digging what I'm going to be putting down.
She is rad.
Mm-hmm.
George Aiken sends this. 6-inch red shadows might persuade me to buy more Valaverse.
I mean, I do have the crimson, so I didn't want to go red shadows. It's like, yes, okay, I took the Action Force name.
Right. And you talked about Baron Ironblood and all that. That's
where I wanted to draw the line. I wanted to create my own thing, but obviously little nods. So like Crimson Shadow, like the Crimson Shadow Praetorian, little nod to what came before, but saying, hey, we're doing something new.
Yeah.
If you want a rehash of old stuff without any thought or anything like that, there's another company out there that's just not putting a lot of effort into what they're doing that's giving you that kind of stuff.
They come with free bent accessories.
Oh, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about someone else. Yeah. Someone else that's making something that's just a rehash of what came before with nothing new and, no sense of design. Okay.
Yes.
Stop it.
Stop it. There it is. Fucking stop it. Stop it. That was the first time tonight. Stop it. Stop it. Kato, speaking of Kato, I was just talking about him. Figured I'd hop in here and watch this rather than wait for that laser guy. Of course, that's a half hour old, so okay. I'm trying to bounce back and forth. Here we go. Ken's Toys. Sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm reading this late, dude. Was outside grilling in 28-degree weather. That's commitment.
That's a man right there, baby.
What have these two glorious shills been shilling on?
Shilling on Action Force, baby. What other better way to do it?
I'm
Actually,
sure. Yeah,
we were shilling on Classified. I secretly love that line so much. My favorite line ever.
100%. Stop it. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I gotta find something to shill. Like,
no, you don't.
Yeah, no, I don't. I really don't. I really don't. But then
I don't even listen. I'm not saying people don't shill my line. I get uncomfortable when they do. Like, I don't think anybody should be shilling anything. I mean, I definitely shill like Mayfex though. You got to find something really obscure that someone's not going to get mad at you about. You know, that's why I picked Mayfex, because I'm like, who's going to get mad at me for shilling Mayfex?
Well, I can't pick Robin Hood because you guys already cornered that market.
That's right. Me and Drew got that covered.
I can't pick Exo Squad because a lot of us like that. I'll work on it. Ken's Toys, I'll figure something out. Listen,
I'm going to put this out there, and I'm going to let you have it, even though I'm the guy. Okay.
Steel Brigade.
This is no. Listen, this is a line that no one really knew about. And I've showed it to people, and they're like, what the fuck is that?
Okay.
And I have the whole entire series, and it's amazing, and it's a sleeper. But it's a sleeper that's gold. Unifighters. Don't you give me that look like you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. How dare you? How dare you? Hold on a second. Hold on.
Bye. Yeah. I'll get to the rest of the super chats here in a minute. Now I'm just cruising. Okay. Oh, look
at this gorgeous gold right here. This line, I'm telling you. So it was a line that had 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe articulated guys. Each guy came with a vehicle that built a giant vehicle.
Yep.
And they made a tank, and they made a chopper, and then you could build a whole thing and make a giant vehicle. This line is obscurely hard to find.
And there's like 13 of them?
There's a lot of them.
Galoob, huh?
There's a lot of them. Galoob made this line. Never took off. I had a couple when I was a kid. Telling you, this line right here, this shit is gold. All right. You need to start shilling the shit out of Unifighters.
Can do. I will do that.
Yep. You need to just buy some. Everyone should have it.
Ryan's feelings are hurt.
So?
I don't want to hurt Ryan's feelings.
Yeah, we do. Listen, he said we were his bitches. Like, for real, dude? I might end my friendship with him.
Oh, no, you won't.
I'm close.
My good friend Chad from Pendragon Design says, I love Joe and I like dollies, but I have no loyalty to a company that's doing a poor job with their toy lines. Simple.
Yeah. Smart man right there.
There you go. And he's a hell of a graphic designer because he does all my shit.
Ah, all right.
There you go. No bendy weapons from Vala.
No, sir.
This is a good question. Rafa Mang. What music do you tune into when your creative juices get dry? Wow,
I don't. I really don't listen to a lot of music, which is weird. Like, when I go to the gym, I listen to a podcast. I always have movies on. I like to keep like something in the background that I've seen before. Music, I get bored with music sometimes. Now, the only time you'll find me listening to music is right before a hockey game. On my ride to the rink, I have about like 3 songs in a mix that, I rotate 3 different songs each time. Also, goalies, in hockey are very superstitious. So if I listen to a few songs in a certain order and I have a really good game, I'll keep riding that until I have a bad game. And then I'll switch up the order, or I'll switch up the songs, or that sort of thing. So that's when I listen to music, is right before a hockey game. Also, like, when something special happens, my all-time favorite band is Led Zeppelin, and my favorite song is Fool in the Rain. So like when I launched the Vanguard, when I made it go live, I put in Fool in the Rain and I blasted it in the office. It's like my celebratory song kind of thing. So there's moments where like I'll listen to things. The kids always listen to, you know, songs in the car and stuff like that. I've gotten them into, like, my kids love Queen, which is weird, you know, and cool at the same time. But yeah, I don't really just like jam out to music while I'm designing.
There you go. I think that Ali guy, Alibaba, was like trying to flame us some more, and Pendragon probably booted him. But there's a lot of comments about how he keeps talking about head and all this stuff. But whatever. Then there's this gem from our good friend Ryan, who's busy now anyway. I taught Bobby how to do a toy company. I didn't fucking type it. I don't, you know.
I have no words for this man.
Yeah. See, I don't know. That dude keeps talking about shit.
Weird.
What about a naked Steel Brigade? Again, from our good friend Ryan.
Yeah, the guy who sent me a half naked picture of himself on a Seinfeld body is the guy asking for a naked.
You put it up.
I put it up. That's the second time I put it up. He got mad at me. I put it up on the first tour video. He's like, I can't believe you showed that. Oh, well, I'm going to show it again.
Aaron the Toy Enhancer. I never bought a Valaverse toy. Any good?
Nah. Bendy weapons, gummy articulation.
Gummy hips. They're just all fucked up.
How about this? How about this, Aaron? Aaron, I'm going to take the Pepsi challenge. If you for real never have bought a Valaverse figure, shoot me a message, info@valaverses.com or orders@valaverse.com. Shoot me a message. Remind me of this chat. I'm going to send you one free figure. I'm going to take the Pepsi challenge. I'm going to send you one free figure, and I think that I'm going to sell you on Action Force.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
See? Again, right? Says a lot. Zaymont Rogue, any chance of a Steel Brigade Night Ops male re-release? Maybe a male-female 2-pack.
Ooh, wow. That's an interesting thought. I can't even give that a maybe because I haven't even thought about it. What? It's hard to, when you guys want me to revisit old stuff, it's like I have so much new stuff in the hopper. It's like, let me get to new stuff. I did say recently, I forget if it was on 3POA or not, but you know, people wanted some reissue stuff, and I did the, you know, the special deployment series. But I think moving forward, maybe like once a year, I'll do like a best of, and I'll take certain figures from certain waves and I'll do a best of, and I'll maybe reissue those. But no promises, but you know, maybe something like that, you know, down the road. We'll see.
Well, I have to say personally, out of the whatever 24, maybe 20 1/12 scale figures I have, the only two that I still have in the package of your line, Night Ops Steel Brigade and Tony.
Both great packages. Night Ops Steel Brigade was cool with all black and stuff. That was a great figure.
Good figure. As soon as I saw that drop, I was like, going to Big Bad Toy Store. I guess I got to buy this shit.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It's a freaking awesome figure.
I like that. Big Bad has had a bunch of, you know, a couple Steel Brigades for, you know, for their exclusives.
Yeah, they got the Arctic too.
Yep.
Our friend again, playset idea: a bearded skull head, evil base, surrounded by a purple ring that shoots freaking lasers out of its pants.
Can you block him from the chat?
No. No.
I feel like that would be good.
Well, that's okay, because right after that he just said he quit. So
good.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna stream snipe you. What does that mean?
No.
I don't...
Good luck.
Yeah. Okay, let me go back to the start stuff. I read Ken's about the 28-degree grilling. Impossible Pie. Bobby, I know your stance on Kickstarter toy companies. Has there been any startup company that has impressed you? Good question.
This is going to make me look really bad because I'm like, if I say no, it's going to be like, oh, hey, you didn't think of me, blah, blah. It's just like, I don't know. I don't really like take the time to really think like, oh, what's going on? Listen, I can tell you some of those import companies on 5K Toys that I've been raving about. Those companies have been impressing me. But I mean, let me think about it like this. I mean, it's nice to see what Ace is doing, like building his brand like that. I do want to see Ace do more creator-owned stuff. You know, but I've told Ace that before. But it's good that he's very active and does a lot. You know, you got to pump out stuff. You can't just sit and wait. And when you're a Kickstarter driven company, you have to sit and wait. Oh, here's my Kickstarter. Okay, it funded. Now I got to wait for the product to deliver. Then I got to wait to recoup that money. Now let me launch my next Kickstarter. Then I got to wait a year. And it's like, you're not putting out a ton. It's just like, again, it's like I'm almost at 100 items in 2 years. It's like, what other company did that? Show me another one. Maybe Four Horsemen.
Maybe you should have crowdfunded your vehicle then.
Should have crowdfunded my vehicle. So, I mean, you know, I've been brutally honest already, so it doesn't matter if I hurt people's feelings, but it's just like, I can go down the list and find problems with companies. I'm not saying that my company is immune to problems. I've had my fair share of problems.
Sure.
But it's like, there's a company that makes animal figures. Well, it's not a good business model when you're putting your new shit on sale constantly. Guess you guys can figure out who that is.
Yeah.
You know, I already said about a company that just rehashes an old design and thinks they're creating something new. It's not, you know, it's costs more than my Vanguard and it comes with less, but you know, what are you going to do? You know, it's just, I don't know. Like, Four Horsemen are impressive because they've done it for so long and they come out with great stuff. They have a great fan following. Yeah. But it's like, you can't really call them a startup. They've been around for 15, 20 years. I guess I think that I have high standards. I think because I hold myself to very high standards. So when I see companies doing things the way they're doing, I'm like, you don't need to do it that way. Why? I know, like, I have the experience. Like, no, you don't need to do it that way. So there's got to be something. And I feel like I'm probably, you know who I think did a really great job is Troy is working with them. Troy does my packaging. What are the O-ring guys? The Chad, you got to know who the guys that did the O-ring figures recently
in the Navy.
No, they just did like the O-ring type looking figures, but they created all new characters.
Strike Force Alpha.
Strike Force Alpha
17. Yeah, there's a bunch.
Strike Force Alpha. That stuff was great, man. They did a great job, and you know what? They came in and they said, "We're going to create something new. We're going to do something totally new," and it was great.
Yeah, Matt LaCroix sent me some of them in the mail. They're awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that stuff is really cool. There's something cool about what Carson is doing with the Joe designers. You know, the fact that he created that one character and then got all the other the old Joe designers to work on it all like that. There's something fun about that. But there's no one that's really like come out and it's like, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
You know, again, I'm not saying that I'm trying to put down other companies. I'm just like, you know, it's like I see some of these companies piggyback offing other companies, and it's just like, really, like, that's what you're doing? Okay. You know, I don't like the whole, you know, let me put out a bunch of stuff and pre-order shit till 2026. And it's just like, okay, well, that's a bad business model too. You know, it's like, again, I do what works for me. Companies don't want to follow what they do, and they do what's good for them. I don't like it because if I liked it, I would have done it that way, but I do it my way because of what I know. I'm just saying that, you know, something maybe doesn't impress me because of a certain business model or the way they do things. I mean, this is going to turn into, oh, Bobby's shitting on all independent toy companies. Hey, listen, man, I'm in there too, and look what I did. Look what I did in a short period of time. I mean, if, like, I don't know, it's gonna make me look bad. I shouldn't go on any further, but it's just I don't know. Oh, call sign Longbow. That's what it is. Thank you, J&K. That's what it is. Call sign Longbow, not Strike Force Alpha. Call sign Longbow. That's the one I was thinking of.
There's a bunch of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
that's Mike's dad, John.
Oh, okay.
Got it. And Troy and
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
They have that freaking the Russian dude with the ski mask and the Molotov cocktail and the fucking Russian ninja and
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome line. Yeah, they were like 3 boots down from you at Joe Fest.
They were, yeah. And it's like I can't not support Troy. Troy does such great work for me. It's like whatever he's involved in, I'm gonna back.
And Mike's dad is rad.
Yeah.
I got something for you.
Okay.
You're gonna like this.
Oh shit.
From Shredder's Ooze, Dallas is about to become Valaverse.
Oh shit! Oh, that's awesome.
Fucking coin that.
Man, that's awesome. Valaverse. I love it.
That's good. That's a good one.
Valaverse.
I was just scrolling through stuff to star and I was like, fuck, that's good.
Wow.
Super good. And then Matthew Matson says, I can't wait to see everyone at DFW's show. I don't understand why Joe Fest is making it a point to tell everyone who is not coming to their show.
That probably tells you everything you need to know.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah. Again, good luck to them. I'm sure. I can't even have a serious say it. Yeah. I'm sure the lines will be out the door for those other companies that you got go.
Gridiron.
I can't even.
You can buy a $30 rifle.
Listen. I hope people send me pictures while I'm at DFW looking at the line.
Valaverse.
Please tell me. Please show me pictures of the panel room and show me the 10 people that are in there for each panel. I can't wait to see it. I think it's going to be great. Make sure you share all that stuff with me while you're not coming to Dallas to buy the Valaverse exclusive. So please, at least just give me the enjoyment. Show me the booths without lines and things like that. I can't wait.
You're gonna get a shitload of social media traffic now because of that fucking announcement from today.
Yeah.
Here's a question. Matthew asks, can we get a boat?
Maybe.
Maybe. He said maybe.
Maybe the one of the new factions needs a boat. I don't know.
Ooh. D-Freedom 30. Oh, yeah. Bobby, for deco sheets, do you still use selector chips for translucent parts? Or do you now use PMS and TPG since the binder's discontinuation in 2016?
So, that's interesting that you say that. I can't believe you actually brought that up. I was just dealing with this issue the other day.
That is a serious techie question.
That's a serious techie question. I'm like impressed here.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at doing some translucent figures, Praetorian. And I asked the factory, I said, hey, listen, when I was at Hasbro, we had this PMS book that was all translucent chips. I was like, can you purchase one and send it to me? And they were like, oh, that book's discontinued, but we can send you pictures of the chips, because we can still spec the translucent color.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, man, they discontinued that. Those books were awesome. It was just a binder of just little square chips of different translucent colors, iridescence, smoky, everything, glitter, like you name it. And it was just so fun to go through that binder. Like, I can't wait to use that color. So the fact that they discontinued that, I'm like, that fucking sucks. But I have the pictures, so if I want to spec something, I can spec it. There's just something cool about seeing that firsthand. So I'm trying to find one. I'm sure it's going to cost me a shit ton of money on the secondary market. I don't know where you find one of those PNG chip binders, but I'm on the lookout.
That was really awesome. That was a fantastic question.
We just geeked out hardcore, man.
D-Freedom 30, thank you for the super chat and just for the amazing question, which I would have started anyway, but your support is absolutely appreciated. Thank you. And again, 266 of you. If you're not subbed, please, I would really appreciate it.
Let's see how many are watching Ryan's. stream right now?
I'm gonna say more.
Less.
Oh, now I feel like shit.
He's at 199. Oh, he just jumped to 212. He's still
okay. There you go. I still feel like shit. But J Mean Geeks, thank you for this $5 super chat. Says Chad, Bobby, I can listen to you for hours with the inner info you give us. That's all Bobby. Chad, same for you with the Hua info. Love you guys. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that.
Thanks, man.
And Hua, he actually kind of spelled it correctly because it's an acronym, right? Heard, understood, acknowledged. Hua. And then the Army just bastardized it to like HOOAH, which I can't stand. But yeah, thank you. And J Mean Geek sends another super chat, which I starred the wrong one. Thank you, Jay, again, and says that Swarm Tracer. Love it, Bobby. Next, glow in the dark coming?
We'll see. I mean, this one sold really well, so I feel like I kind of have to.
That bitch.
That bitch.
That bitch.
That bitch.
Dude, that figure is so good. So freaking good. Jamie Geeks, thank you very much. So is that a maybe? See, he put maybe at the end.
Maybe.
Ravenous collecting $5 super chat. Hey Bobby, would you ever make a Valaverse wheelchair with guns on it?
That's kind of funny to think about. Like a real wheelchair, like a Professor X, like hover chair.
Yeah. Are we talking like real world handy capable?
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, if you think about it, like this takes place in such a high tech, almost like quasi sci-fi future world that it's like, I don't think there'd be wheelchairs. I think everyone would have like appendages and robotic arms and legs and shit like that.
Yeah,
so
exosuit kind of thing.
Yeah, everyone would be like half cyborgs and shit.
Yeah. Why not, right? You'd be like Geordie LaForge. Thank you, Ravenous, for the super chat. Aaron MMA7 sends a $2 super chat. Come on, Bobby. You just gave me blue balls with the info. Ooh. Thanks for the super chat.
That was wrong.
Yeah, it's funny. Kato's Collection sends a $10 super chat. Thank you, my friend. It said, all pre-order an Action Farce con exclusive set right fucking now.
Wow, that would be such a terrible exclusive. How many people are in Action Farce? 6?
Ninja, Kato, Ryan, Jeremy, me, and the ma'am. Yeah, 6.
6, so we'd probably sell 8 of them. Okay.
7 if you have Sam.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Kato.
You guys.
I would buy so many of those. Fuck, so many. Why did I just... Okay, I'm trying to hide it. Thank you, Kato. And I agree with you, my friend. I would buy the shit out of that. Rick Shattered Glass Jazz. What's up, brother? Sends a $5 super chat. He's probably over on 3POA. And if so, I'm sorry, but I still read it. Action Farce or Action Force. See, I'm on that. Series 4 arrived today. Gonna be messing with the Arctic Trooper and gear tonight after hours. Bobby, thanks for shipping it all so fast.
Oh, sorry. You got it, man. I'm glad you got your stuff. I hope you and your boy enjoy it.
Yeah, that's real cool. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate you being here. And sorry it took me so long to get to that. I always feel shitty for that. Elizabeth Laurie sends a $2 super chat and says, I brought Spiked Punch and Pie because Elizabeth was late. And that's totally cool. Appreciate it. Curb Stomp sends a $5 super chat. Bobby, holy shit. I had Unifighters too. I had the whole thing. I had forgotten the name. Love the helicopter and the tank.
I had forgotten the name too. So like a few years ago when I went to like look them up, like what is the name of that line? So I just looked up like Galoob G.I. Joe and eventually I found it, you know, because that's, you know, pretty much what it is. Again, they're G.I. Joe built figures, O-ring, same articulation.
Yeah.
You know, they're just really cool. I can't believe it didn't catch on.
I think that's super cool.
Right?
Thank you, Curb Stomp. And yeah, so now you're gonna have to go collect Unifighters with me.
That's a license I should get. I should get Unifighters. I should bring that shit back.
You should be like, I'm bringing it back.
Yep.
Cobra Saboteur with a $10 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Says, good evening, gentlemen. Bobby, question. What is your take on Hasbro's aversion to accessory packs for their 1/12 scale lines, knowing they obviously have the money, the demand is there, and the platform?
I don't know, man. Listen, when I was at Hasbro, we talked about, like, I always try to pitch accessory packs on Marvel Legends. They said it was an item count issue, but now it's like you have Hasbro Pulse, you can make as many items as you want.
Yeah,
I do not understand why. The accessory packs, weapons packs, are some of my top sellers. I don't understand why they don't go down that rabbit hole. It produces nothing but paper, baby. Just do it.
Right? And it's just freaking smart.
Yeah.
Gear packs, accessory packs, heads.
Maybe that's because their vests don't come off.
Yeah.
Hey, I got an idea. Let's make a figure with torso articulation and then make a vest that you can't take off the figure. And I'm the bad guy.
I got that freaking, was it Cobra Island Firefly, the first one, in that big stupid EOD suit, right?
Yep.
And I was like, nah, I don't like this. I'm gonna try to church him up. You know, I'm gonna try to kit bash him. I'm like, well, I can't get this friggin' vest off. X-Acto knife, no camouflage, and I was like, yep, that looks like shit. I was like,
could you imagine that? Like all the people that took the time to chop their vest off and then found out that there's no deco underneath it. Like, damn.
Yeah, it kind of bugged me. But I learned early on with Classified when my wife bought me like all of wave 1 and 2 at once. The first one I pulled out was Snake Eyes. Not because it's Snake Eyes, because I'm not like that guy, but it was just the first one I grabbed, and I pulled him out, and that freaking brutal chest cut, and he was just flopping over. I was like, this thing sucks. He's just flopping around. Suka is saying Dual Vision is wild right now. Watch them both. Oh, look at this. That's your hometown right there. You guys suck. You look like you smell bad.
Amazing.
I love it. This is a good question from the Collector. Is there any rule about making a figure of a president?
So, like a real president? I know that that there's a certain time frame on when like a historical name becomes public domain. I don't know when that is, though. I know like pirates are public domain, like real pirates, Blackbeard, shit like that.
Sure.
So I would assume that like George Washington should be public domain, but I haven't really dove really deep into it. So I don't know the answer to that question. It is interesting though.
Oh, it's a good question.
I might check it out.
Did you watch Napoleon?
Like the Joaquin Phoenix movie? It came out?
Yeah.
When did it come out?
I don't know. It was in theaters a while ago. It's on Prime now.
No, it's not.
Yeah, the ma'am and I watched it 2 nights ago on Prime.
Get the fuck out of here. I thought it got delayed. No. I thought it was supposed to come out in November. I could have sworn it got delayed until this year. No way. I've been
out in theaters, kind of bombed. And yeah.
Did it really? Oh shit. Let me look. Did it really?
Yeah. But Chad, you have extra audience. Do I? I don't know. Jamie Geeks, Chad, you ever in Fort Campbell area doing ninja stuff with the 101st? Fort Campbell, Kentucky? No. I was with the 101st, but that was downrange and I was attached to them. Yeah.
You sure you watched the one with Joaquin Phoenix?
Yes. And
oh, there it is.
The chick who was the blonde girl in the last 2 Mission Impossible movies played his wife Josephine.
Was it bad?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
I love Ridley Scott.
I do too, but it gets slow. It's not bad. It just gets slow.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Not bad. I'm not saying it's bad.
I can't believe I missed it. I was like waiting. I'm like, oh, there's only a few movies I want to see in the theater, and Napoleon was one of them. And I thought I had heard that it got, oh, you know what? Maybe it was Dune that got delayed. I think it was Dune.
Dune comes out the end of February.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because after we watched Napoleon, I went in the room and the mam's watching Dune, and I was like, when's the freaking second one coming? And I looked, it's like February 20-something.
Yeah, that was supposed to be November too. That's right. Because I thought that the writer's strike delayed like everything, and that's why they pushed it out. But I guess Napoleon was actually finished, and it still came out.
The funny thing is, you look on Netflix now, and it's all like Korean and Asian shows and movies because they got nothing to put out.
Yeah.
But that Godzilla -1, that movie was fucking awesome.
Ryan raves about it.
It's so good. It's so good. Raymond Sheffield says, fellow bald man here. Hell yeah. I talked to you, Chad, on Facebook as Vince F. That is awesome. You guys are radder than the rest. Bobby, I too am a huge Steel Brigade fan, OG and yours. I'm searching for my OG childhood Steel Brigade card.
Ooh, if you ever find them, hit me up. I'll buy them.
Let Bobby know. You guys could do some trades or something. Thank you, Raymond. I appreciate it very much. Mr. Wonderful, do we know who will be there with you for the DFW show? That's a good question.
That I don't even know that because I just found out like today that I'm going. I mean,
his usual cohorts did not know.
I know. Nobody knew. I mean, my buddy Jordan, he comes with me to every show. He's my workhorse. He'll probably be there. Ryan is coming to Terrificon, so I don't know if he'll make it to Dallas, but maybe he will. We haven't talked about it because he didn't know.
And I'd been talking to Ryan about Dallas regardless of your announcement before today anyway. Like we had talked about Dallas a couple of times. So
okay.
We'll see. I don't know. Mr. Wonderful, I'll be there. Hanging around, being an asshole. Pericles, would you have PSAs on the Action Force animation?
Ooh, interesting. I don't know. It's a good question.
Don't buy bent accessories, kids.
Hey, you know what? If we could do like trolling PSAs, that'd be pretty awesome.
That would be freaking hilarious.
Yep.
Yeah. Cobra Saboteur, I read that. Darkest Cloister. Who bought Cobra Commander cross-dressed in a wig, dress, and a purse from Super 7?
Did they really do that?
I guess they did. I know they did that Snake Eyes where he's dressed up like the person,
like Boy George, yeah, when they went into the club.
They did that. I saw that shit.
Just wasting money.
Yep.
I can't they waste more money than any other company I've ever seen. As far as like tooling, like wasting. Guys, tooling's expensive. And they're just wasting that shit.
On 5 POA stuff.
On 5 POA stuff.
Yeah. I bought a couple of them, but that's just to rip them apart and make like custom battle android troopers out of them. And it was only the Transformer ones.
Huh.
But yeah, they're kind of caca. Tony Horton is screaming, Bobby, what new faction can we expect for Action Force to battle? Even though you had kind of already answered that. So
I'm not saying.
Yeah.
Soon.
Chad, read the super chats. Fuck you, I did. I mean, thank you.
Wow, damn it, Drew. So racist.
Tell me what to do in my house, boy. Yeah, just kidding. I'm reading them. Yeah. I'm making good time. Robert Diaz. Come on, Bobby. Make an Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Thank you for the super chat.
Maybe.
The graphic novel was good. I like
the
graphic
novel.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. Tim Taser sends a $10 super chat. Thank you, Tim. Bobby, here is Hasbro stupidity. New Shadow Tracker's vest has a tab closure, so it could be removed. Hasbro glued it shut. It's the ammo pouch near his right arm. Love the new scar sculpt. Fucking Shadow Tracker, man.
I don't even have to do it to them. They do it to themselves.
Yeah.
They do it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's the thing. People are still going to get this Shadow Tracker.
Yeah.
I've already seen people gushing all over it, just like Caramel Crunch Snake Eyes. Like, who asked for that? Who asked for that, Snake Eyes? Nobody. But then they're like, well, got to catch them all. I might as well buy it. And then I'm going to tell myself to love it. You know? Yeah. And at the same time, they're like, I never asked for this figure, but damn, do I love it. I'm just going to put it up on my dolly shelf. It's like, dude, you got suckered. But whatever. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Yeah. Yep. 100%. Yeah. So they glued it shut. Fantastic.
Terrible.
This is an interesting question. Bobby, which Vanguard is selling more?
Jeez, that's a very personal question.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm like, why don't you ask Hasbro what they're selling the most of?
Dang, the collector.
Jeez. Why don't you just ask me how many people I've slept with while you're at it? Jeez. I think it's the gray by a little bit. The gray was definitely everyone's first choice when I did the voting, so I knew that it would sell more than the tan one. But I think what happened was everyone saw the tan one and they're like, wait a second, the tan one is really, really cool. And I mean, I would say that 50% of the orders people bought both versions. So, that just goes to show you that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I've been seeing a lot of, like, people that I see posting comments on like the 3 POA Facebook group. They're like, I bought both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seeing a lot of that. There you go. Toyomic Displays. Know this live currently has more people and likes than 3 POA right now. Use that as ammo.
I feel bad. He's going to be upset that we went over, but I don't care. He called us bitches. He said I was his bitch.
And I'm going to be on the after show, and you're going to get to watch him just berate me.
I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, I can tell you're going to sleep. I'm just trying to make sure that I got to everybody. I got to get to everybody before we kill it. There you go. Casual collector. I've purchased at least 20 Action Force figures. Very good. Can I have free figures?
Oh, here we go. Now I got to start giving free figures out to everyone. Come on.
I'm
trying to bring new customers in. New customers drive the brand. Driving the brand means more money, so it's more for you to buy. So it works out for everybody.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely agree. So Delta 17. So now I'm at the point where you were asking about the O-ring figures, right? Right there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Geez, that was a while ago.
No, that's not the case.
No.
Yeah, this has been beat to death, casual collector, but no. That wasn't the deal. Can I answer this? Can I?
Sure.
Can I? So casual collector, Bobby, and he's sitting right here, approached Ed Schumacher, the organizer of Joe Fest, about something that he wanted to discuss with him. And instead of discussing it with Bobby, Ed made a post that Valaverse wouldn't be coming to Joe Fest. And that's all it was. So instead of answering Bobby or even having a conversation with him, he just said, Valaverse won't be coming, and fucking left it at that. Right?
Pretty much. I mean, dude stuck his head in the sand, but then wanted to think he had big balls on top of that. Yeah. Hey, again, it's like, it was a loyalty issue. Are you loyal to your headline guest who has lines and filled panel rooms? Or do you not want to protect your headline guest? He thought that his show was bigger. Okay. Well, we could do that. We could do it your way. We're going to do it your way.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm. And just fucking cash only.
Yeah.
Suka is asking, Bobby, what was the red jet looking thing in the paint room?
That was, so when I went to toy design school, our second year, we had to design a hard toy. So I created a vehicle, a 3 3/4 inch vehicle, and I called it the Vulture.
The Chad scale.
Yeah, it was this big flying vehicle that had like feet landing gear that when you could stick your hand inside the top fin and grip it, and it extended the legs out, and then you can grip things with the legs and it pulls it back in.
That's kind of cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah,
it was really cool. So that was the vehicle. It's called the Vulture. So that was my concept model that I made while I was at school, and I still have the model. So that's what that is.
So like a more awesome, less cartoony, and practical Talon fighter.
What was the Talon fighter?
Remember, it sat on Point Dread. It just.
Oh yeah. I gotcha.
Here's a question for you. What about a glow in the dark covert ops Condor?
What is he, radioactive? Jeez, come on, guys. Glow in the dark is stupid.
So it's funny. Bobby, will you ever do a team for underwater?
I'm getting there. Man, give me time. Give me time.
That wasn't even a fucking maybe. That was a I'm getting there.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Give me time. Like, I'll get there. Just, I'm going as fast as I can.
And then Lou also says Hasbro weapons packs would be a box full of bent accessories. Yeah. I remember I sent you that freaking picture from their mutt and junkyard, and the magazine was on the ground, and I was like, what the shit is this? Zach is asking, Bobby, are you going to do another Valicon preview like last year when you previewed the Praetorian?
So I was thinking about it. But I have so much coming up. I have so many shows I'm doing. And with the new, guy I have doing my YouTube channel, it's kind of like, when can we fit it in? And while that event was really fun and did really well, I think maybe we'll just sprinkle it out at different times throughout the year. We'll see. But yeah, I've definitely thought about it because I'm like, oh shoot, I did it in February last year, and February is right around the corner. I just haven't gotten there yet. It might be something we just don't do this year, or maybe do later in the year, or just wait for shows, or tease stuff. So we'll see. It's still up in the air.
You got a busy year.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to bug you, but Matthew Matson says Napoleon is horrible. Has nothing to do with reality. One of my patients is a Napoleon historian and wrote 5 books on him.
I'm still going to watch it. Like,
I'll tell you. So, Ryan and I are both drummers. And in this movie, there's something about the drummers who are online, as they're like marching out onto the field of battle. Every time you see a drummer in line with the first rank of infantry, they take like a cannon shot and they.
What?
Yeah. In one battle, the drummer, he's just like rocking, poof, and he's just like missed. And then in the next battle, gone. And my wife's like, what is it with Ridley Scott and fucking drummers? And I was like, I don't know. But yeah, he just kept blowing up the drummers.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we are getting there.
Okay.
Was Snake Eyes ever in desert camo in anything?
Not that I've ever recalled.
I want to say that at some point in the dark years, which you do not acknowledge, they probably made a fucking tan Snake Eyes.
Probably.
Because they made all sorts of weird shit. Oh, here you go. What paint do you use?
I use a brand called Army War Paints. It's for painting miniatures and things like that. I think it's a really, really good paint. I mean, some people think it's a little thick, but I've never used it straight out of the bottle. I always tend to water it down, but sure. I like how it holds up on a figure, because when you're dealing with painting, Paintmaster articulated figures, every now and then the paint will flake and stuff like that. This paint holds to the primer very, very well. Every now and then I'll use some Testors Model Masters, but very rarely. but Army Paints has an incredibly wide range of colors and metallics.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can get really big sets of it. So that's what I use. Works good in airbrushes.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, see, Pillars of Adventure. There's a Snake Eyes Desert camo in 3 3/4. Yeah, I'm sure it's a Dark Years. Yeah. Yeah. Looks nothing like the classified. There you go.
Cool. Got it.
I have the Desert Snake Eyes, so Desert Rat has a ninja to yell at in his squad. And Fred F asked this: any plans for future release or SDS? I'm more of a 118, so I got into the line late, missed out on some cool figures like Trigger. I'm 100% in now and loving the line.
Yeah, I mean, again, I mentioned before we might do like best of series at the end of each year. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% for sure because I have a lot of new stuff that I want to get out. So going back and revisiting some older stuff it's going to take some time and finesse and things like that. I just don't know how to go about it, but we'll see.
I gotta say that Swarm Tracer is like the Series 4 hit. That thing is so good.
I don't know, man. I look at Series 4 and it's just like, I don't know. It's my favorite series because there's so many really good ones. Like the blowback figure is amazing.
Yeah. The Desert Condor is like it's awesome in its like simplicity.
The reissue Urban Commando, like with the new gas mask head with the red lenses, is fucking fire.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and everyone always forgets that the Swarm Horde is actually part of Series 4.
That's true. Yeah,
it was the first one to come out.
That's true.
So yeah, Series 4 had some heavy hitters, dude. But there's the Tracer is cool. Like I knew it was going to be wacky, but it really caught on. Like I didn't think it would be as popular, and it got really, really popular.
It's just rad. He just freaking stands out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna throw this up. I already know the answer because you've answered it a million times. But it's my good friend James Lucas, and I'm gonna throw it up. Would you ever consider doing a 118 version of Action Force?
I've definitely answered this before. I would say no because I tend to think now Star Wars is the only brand that could pull it off, and I don't know why. But brands that try to do both scales tends to fail. You know, I know you could say like, well, G.I. Joe's doing the O-ring. Well, no, that failed. But, you know, Fortnite, when I was on the Fortnite brand, I told them, I said, guys, you're bringing in 6-inch, one's going to be cannibalized. 6-inch failed, 3 3/4 survived because 3 3/4 was the first one. Marvel was built on 6-inch. Then it went away. They brought in 4-inch. It did really well. Then they brought back 6-inch and 4-inch died.
Yeah.
So it's hard to keep a line with two scales because then it's mixed messaging. It's like, well, why am I bringing in 4-inch? It's like, it's a costly scale to make. You don't get as many deco ops. You don't get as much detail. You could do so much more with 6-inch, which is why people do it. The only thing that 4-inch affords is vehicles. So you have to be, you know, with 6-inch, you got to be really careful. You don't want to do something too big or something too small, that sort of thing. 4-inch makes it easier, but I think nowadays people care more about the figures than they do the vehicles. You know, and then I know like people will say, oh, G.I. Joe was a vehicle line and the figures were just added to it. No, G.I. Joe was a figure line. It was 100% a figure line.
Yeah.
So I just don't ever see me doing 4-inch just because of the cost of it alone. It's like, wait a second, I'd have to charge like $25 for a 4-inch figure when I'm charging $30 for a 6-inch and it comes with more stuff. Like it just makes more sense.
Yeah. And then the funny thing is, as you were answering James, and then he put this reply and said, thanks, that makes sense. You're awesome. I started smirking before this next comment even hit the thing, because I was going to say, yeah, just license your 118 scale Action Force to fucking Super 7.
Yeah.
And then Drew asked legitimately, would you license it out?
Let me tell you something.
Shit.
What?
Ryan ended.
Oh shit. Sorry, Ryan. Sorry.
Oh man, no.
Sorry, Ryan.
No.
Sorry.
No.
He called me his bitch. I'm not going to apologize to him.
Yeah.
Would I license it out? Listen, if I could legitimately get Super 7 to actually license my line, I would do it in a heartbeat. Yeah, I mean, listen, I would license it out to someone who would do it justice, like Acid Rain or who's the company that does the Predator figures, the 4-inch Predator figures? Hiya Toys.
Yeah. As I have a Hiya fucking APC right here behind me.
There you go. So yeah, man, yeah, I would listen if someone came to me and said we want to license your brand. That's awesome. So yeah, I would definitely do it. Sorry, Ryan.
He ended to stream about bagged milk in Canada. Oh boy.
What?
I got a couple other questions for you. Sal Sandoval 82, fingerless gloves.
Yeah. Maybe.
There you go, Sal. Yeah, maybe. And this is just more of a really awesome comment. JG Peaks 26. I literally stopped collecting 2 other figure lines to go all in on Action Force. Any guess which 2? Hasbro makes them both.
Thanks, man. I hope you dig your choice. That means a lot.
Yeah, that's cool. Mr. Madga says Ryan should have had me on, and we would have blown you out of the water.
I'll take that challenge any day.
Yeah, you wouldn't have. No, me and this guy. Fuck no.
No way, baby.
No, sir. Catch you on the replay, Laser. Yeah. Oh, he says Black Series and Classified. Yep. Suka says, I'm going to sleep well tonight knowing an aircraft is coming from Action Force.
Don't hold your breath. It's going to take us a while.
Yeah. It's going to be a minute, but you and I discussed that when you were on my stream last time.
Okay.
We did. We talked about that. Well, we defeated Ryan, and I feel like shit about it. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I feel bad, but I don't feel bad.
Look at this one.
Called me his bitch.
Bobby and Chad for the win, bitches.
Bobby and Chad for the win. Yup. Suck it.
Oh, my God. You guys should go to Ryan's. I'm on Ryan's after show. He's going to yell at me the whole time.
Oh, man.
World Made of Cardboard. You guys are still streaming? Wow. And then Cobra Saboteur says, actually, Bobby, can you reach out to Hiya about licensing Action Force? They might legitimately be interesting.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah,
listen.
They can't sell their Joes in the U.S. So
that, yeah. I mean, the thing that I find interesting about that is, so they're doing Joes. All they're doing is the same versions of the classified versions.
Yep,
do something new. Yep. Why do you have to do their versions?
The only one that's radically different is the Cobra Commander that Apro Studios designed.
Okay.
Everything else is pretty much exactly the same. Yeah. And they can only sell them in Asian markets or third party.
Weird.
Whatever.
That's because they probably had the deal going with Super 7. And they were like, oh, well, we have this thing going that has.
Well, there's that little birdie saying that they're going to come back with the 4-inch Moderns figure subscription service.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Here's a question. JC's cloth soft goods.
Yup. It's gonna listen, a one-off soft goods here and there, sure, but like you're talking about whole uniforms, like that I would license out. And I would license it out to one of those import companies that I've mentioned that's doing that shit on like 5K toys. Like those people are producing amazing shit.
Yeah.
Like Felix Toys, like
that's the thing with soft goods. They're either great or they look like fucking oversized pajamas.
That's the thing. Soft goods is easy to fuck up. Like it's really
yeah.
So you're dealing with not just soft goods, you have vests and holsters and shit like that. So you don't want the figure to end up looking like the Michelin Man. So
or that real shitty Freddy Krueger.
What Freddy Krueger?
There was the Freddy Krueger that came out with the soft goods sweater, and it was like quadruple extra large. It looked terrible. Terrible. This was years ago, though.
Oh, okay.
Masterson says, to make it up to Ryan, you have to make an action force character called Spuds McKenzie.
Wow, that's going back.
What about Beach Time Bikini Pandora?
Ooh, yeah. I'm all about that. I'm all about that. We'll see. Bikini female? I don't know. But I'm all about it.
You know that just the buck alone would fucking sell like mad.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Is that the same Haya that has amazing looking soft goods on Amazon?
I don't know that.
I've never seen Haya stuff with
soft
goods. That being said, I don't buy a lot of Haya stuff, so I don't know. Ooh, here's a question. Since I made the Gandalf quote earlier, Bobby, as a Lord of the Rings and fantasy fan, are you tempted to make an original true 6-inch fantasy line?
I don't know. Four Horsemen has fantasy covered pretty well.
Yeah,
yeah. I know where to. You got to stay in your lane. You know, you only want to go down paths that no one's really treaded before. So I would be hesitant to go into fantasy. They do it very well. Plus, it's not what the first genre I would go to first. I know people have asked me about a superhero line. I've been actually mulling over doing my own superhero line. You know, licensing a superhero line. We'll see. I mean, it's you know, I'm trying to find things that are drastically different from Action Force. But you know, my bandwidth is pretty low right now. So I have to, and I certainly don't want Action Force to suffer. So anything I bring in cannot, you know, it can't push Action Force to the back seat.
Yeah. I just got a message from Ninja about Dallas. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
He said, if I can make it work, I'm definitely going. I mean, why would I turn down a chance to look tiny standing next to you? There we go. So I guess he's gonna try to make it work. Cool.
I thought he was gonna bitch like Ryan, like, I didn't know about this.
You know, Ryan never sent me the link to the after show. I think that's a clear indication that he's mad at me.
Jeez.
I really hope he's not, because I appreciate Ryan very much.
Yeah.
Anywho, he's on right. Look, I'm gonna tell him right now, dude. I'm so sorry. Anyway,
we've been on for 3.5 hours.
I know. You what do you got? You got some final thoughts? What's going on?
My final thoughts are, I want to thank everyone for being awesome. And you guys, Series 4 crushed it. Vanguard's crushing it. It's like, you guys make this happen. And like, you guys always amaze me, you know, and I know I probably talk shit about lines you love and I'm the bad guy, but at the end of the day, I know, you know, where this all started and how it's possible. And it's possible because of you guys. So I just want to say thanks.
That's awesome. I do have 2 other questions I'm going to hit.
Okay.
World Made of Cardboard. Chad, are you going to photobomb everyone at DFW? You bet your ass. That's what I do. And then Tim Taser. I couldn't pass this one up. Anything you would have done different with Action Force in hindsight?
Stuff I could control. I mean, there's like tiny things. There's not like something where, no, I would never have done that figure kind of thing. Every figure sold and every figure made a profit. So like, for instance, when I released a video about the Duster figures, Tim Kenny figures, how it's like, yeah, the figure sold really well. It sold really well as an Action Force figure to toy fans.
Yeah.
I had over ordered for the, taking into consideration like Tim Kennedy fans. It didn't catch on with them. He didn't help a lot, which kind of sucked. But so we discounted the last of them, but the figure had already made a profit before that happened. So no item has been a failure. Every single item has sold to a profit. So looking, I'm just like, I don't know that, maybe some things with Series 1, but some of that stuff was out of my control. Other than that, I think, maybe I would have ordered more of SDS3 with Bone Collector, Condor, and Carrick. I probably would have ordered a bit more of that. But as far as like drastically changing directions that I did, there's nothing that I look at that I'm like, that didn't work, or I would have done that differently. I'm pretty happy with, the line as a whole. It's been working so far.
And this is kind of one of those questions, like, you go to a job interview and they're like, what would you say your weaknesses are? You're like,
my weaknesses, I listen, my weaknesses are what people don't like about me. I'm outspoken, but again, that's also, I feel like, what my strength is. Like, I will not sugarcoat anything. What you get from me is what you get. I will not just sit there and pander to somebody. Again, I don't sugarcoat shit. I wear my emotions on my sleeve. So you ask me a question, you'll know exactly how I feel about it just by looking at my face. But again, that hurts people's feelings. People are soft. People don't like when you talk bad about something they love. Or you cannot be soft and you can say, okay, he doesn't like it, but I do. So who gives a shit?
Yeah.
That's kind of an easy thing to do. But some people, they lose their mind.
Yeah. And that's that whole consensus, and people need validation and stuff.
Yep.
I've always been the type of person where I feel me being fully transparent. I don't want to say brutally honest, but just completely honest, like bare bones. Here I am. To me, that's a sign of respect. Like I have enough respect, like in this moment, to give you like the brutal truth.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking dumb. Okay. Like, nice, but
yeah.
There's some people that are, what?
How dare you?
Oh, yeah.
Dare you?
I got to read this because Drew's giving me shit. When you get stupid money, make 6-inch Robin Hood.
Listen, Drew, I was telling someone the other day when we were doing order fulfillment, because they didn't know about the secret series that never came out. I would love to make that wave that never got released. But like, I would need to do the actor licenses and shit like that. Now, granted, that wouldn't sell. Nobody would buy it. And it's one of those lines where it's like, I would put money into it to do it just for us. And it's that one. And I know you would appreciate that. You, me, and Michael would be the only people that would appreciate that secret wave.
3 of you would really appreciate a 6-inch Robin Hood, or a lot of us would appreciate Action Farce.
It's not about you.
Fuck yeah, it is. Yeah. It's not you, it's me. Jeff W sends another super chat. Thank you, Jeff. It says, Bobby just made another $200 Series 4 order. Thanks for the entertaining.
Oh, damn. Thanks, Jeff, man. You're awesome.
Really appreciate you, dude. I had to read that. Yeah, even Hal Jordan would be all over a 6-inch Robin Hood movie wave. But,
all right, so we got 4 people. All right.
Yeah, but see, Media clashes with me and Kato and Ninja and Ryan and my wife and fucking jujitsu. Jujitsu. Oh, wait, look, Not Top Goon said, hold on, guys. I got this. Bet you can't make Action Farce.
Nope.
Oh, get the...
Yeah, you're not going to get me with that one.
You're not going to reverse psychology me.
Nope, I'm on to you.
Awesome. Well, Bobby, I can't thank you enough for hanging out with me again. It was a blast.
I always have a good time. So you're the only other guy I'd spend 3.5 hours with.
I really, really appreciate it. And I got to tell you, you know, you and I already talked about this like offline, but I'm stoked you're coming to Dallas because everybody keeps bringing it up. Like, oh, just, you know, you guys just keep fucking browbeating him. I'm like, you can't browbeat that dude. And I'm like, but you know, whatever, I'll try. And then you announced it. So I'm stoked. I'm super excited.
Put it this way, I was excited, but the fact that so many other people are excited is making me more excited about it.
Oh yeah, it just exploded. Like as soon as DFW posted, it was like everywhere. Yeah, I'm super happy.
Power of the people, baby.
Power of the people. And that's right. Loyalty and respect goes a long way.
Loyalty and respect, man.
Speaking of which, I'm thankful for everyone who hung out with us all night. You guys are awesome. Definitely my biggest stream yet. Thank you, Bobby, for that. And Toyomic Display says Valaverse 2024.
It's so awesome.
Yep. Gotta keep that Valaverse. Yeah, thank you for everybody who hung out in the chat. Again, please, if you're not subscribed, maybe consider it. Just consider it. You know, I put some funny shit up.
Chad makes good content. Make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll scream in a car. It's pretty fun. So, Bobby, I'm going to let you sign us off, my good friend.
All right, guys. Y'all are awesome. Thanks for wasting your time tonight. We had a blast at your expense. We're out.
Yeah, and have an awesome day.